Welcome to It's Up There Podcast, your number one place for business and podcasting. Ranked number 36 in the motherfucking world. Sit back, turn up the volume on your phone, and enjoy the show with your homie and host, Big Loon.
Welcome to another episode of It's Up There Podcast. I am your active and attractive host for another episode of the fastest growing podcast on the market right now. We have peaked at number 36 in the music category. We want to get back there, so you guys share this content. We want to welcome everybody, the new listenership, the old team, the home team, the haters. We want to welcome everybody to tap in and get some game. That's what this platform is for, and to have a good time and just, kind of look at the culture through a different lens. Right? And not only hip hop, I want y'all to know I'm not pigeonholed into just hip hop, right? I have a wide variety of topics that I can talk about in regards to culture. A lot of times when I say culture, everybody takes hip hop, and I do mean hip hop because we control culture, but culture transcends hip hop. And so I'm tapped in areas that most people may or may not be tapped in. If they are, that makes it even better because I can learn from them in regards to some of those things while I have blind spots at, right? So that's a beautiful thing. Now, if you are listening to the audio version of this podcast and you want to check out the video, you head to YouTube. I'm sorry, not anywhere you get podcasts. You head to YouTube, type in FOGFO TV, and we'll be uploading videos there. Videos drop every Thursday at midnight. So Thursday on the wake up, you get to tune in to the video portion of what you're listening to now that drops on Mondays, right? So that's kind of our the way that we unload the content. Also, if you're looking at the video version and wondering, what is this? I like this, and you're a podcast person, anywhere you get podcasts, type in It's Up There Podcast, and then we should pop up, and we'll keep it moving in that way. The game has so many different facets, so many different things that happen, and we got a lot going on right now. We got a lot going on, and for me, I know the people enjoy, hearing me speak about it, and I enjoy breaking it down. Again, I don't come here with no type of talking point, no note, no nothing. As these topics arise, I kind of just get into them, and again, with podcasting, man, it's just a hell of a thing in regards to how you got to communicate. And I'm in the third leg of my brand building process, in which I want to now branch out and start to teach children the importance of communication and about kind of like the podcasting game and radio and broadcast and just that whole field. Because even if you never go that route, communication is so important, as everything can be negotiated, right? So if you're strong in your communication and your understanding, then you're in a position to have a foot up on some of the other people. And so I want to take It's Up There Podcast maybe into schools, definitely into the ghetto, and bring awareness and tools and tutelage. As to communication, as to how to work a soundboard, as to how to hook the camera up, to know what 30 frames per second is, right? All of these things, because again, communication can take you a long, long way, right? Communication can take you a long way. And so we definitely want to explore that on our journey as well, and be front facing with letting people know that that's our stance and standpoint in regards to that. Again, we got a lot to talk about. We got the Karen Civil thing. We're going to talk about with her and Jonah Lucas. Got the Big Facts and Birdman. Shout out Bank and Scream, Baby J, that whole team, Revolt. We got a lot to talk about. The game is just, it's constantly fluctuating. I heard Joe Budden say something about Drake that I'm going to visit later on in the show. He said, that J. Cole was shooting at Drake because he said certain things on the pipe down Cole mix or remix or jacking for beats, whatever you want to call it. So we'll get to that. First, I want to talk about, though, I want to kind of lead in with the Big Facts interview with Birdman. Before I get to that, though, I want to make sure I'm clear with my communication about you are in the place that starts the conversations. If you go about 2 months back, 3 months back, I was already speaking on who made the most money in hip hop. I knew people would discredit Birdman and P. We ain't talking about who walked away with money from clothing and drinks and all that. I brought that to the game, right? I know Birdman, that's his understanding. P, that's their understanding. People in their camp, because they was part of it. But I always said, yo, we got to speak for the South, right? But it's important that we evolve with the game the same way we done with music. So in our podcasting and our media in the South, we don't disregard the North, but we don't view it with the same lens, right? In regards to sometimes you have that hometown hero vibe. And we got to make sure that we don't adopt that as much. But we also do shed light on the people that's responsible for a lot of the things that we currently are making millions of dollars off of, and that is in the South. Right? My communication about that, people were saying, oh, it's up north, no question. Go look at the post on my Instagram, FOGFO_Looney on Instagram. It's hundreds of people under there. Now, no, it ain't no, man. The North. I'm like, yo, y'all ain't thinking about Outkast. Y'all ain't thinking about, and that's just pure D record sales. Then I start talking about Baby, Master P. When we look at Baby, I don't care. When we talk about Nicki, we got to credit that to Cash Money, even though she's from New York, right? So again, understanding all of those things, but for some reason, inside the culture, we didn't have a voice. But LOON been the voice for the South. It's up to y'all to spread the word. LOON been speaking this. I've been putting this game down. It's these industry dudes that don't want to put the game out there because I may shoot past them. You understand? But I've been speaking about, yo, the South done contributed to this game that y'all call hip hop in a way where I'm not sure that y'all appreciate the way that we would like to see. You understand? Because the way we look at Jay, we give Jay them flowers. How many people up that way give Birdman them same flowers? You see what I'm saying? It's just it's a weird thing happening. Y'all deal with us because you can't help but to deal with us. You saw Lil Duval say that about the Boosie thing. But again, who been said these things? And I like all of them dudes. Gonna have a conversation with all of them, all the greats. We gonna sit down and speak about it. But what I'm saying is, ask yourself, how long LOON been saying this for the people that really listen to me? How long? How long I been saying, yo, man, I represent the South. I speak with a certain level of understanding of this game that can't be ignored. I don't ignore nothing. I don't take advice. I only take information. Because to me, advice ain't nothing but somebody with some kind of gut feeling. Information is somebody that knows something about what we talking about. So I don't take advice. And I'm not arrogant. I just understand that my train got to run the way I need it to run. New information, bring it on. I take that in. I'm in Bluetooth mode all day, every day. You will start to see people adopt what I say. You'll start see people try to dance around things that I've already said that you'll be like, yo, that's the same point that dude was saying. Great minds do think alike, but sometimes it gets a little spooky. It gets a little spooky. But see, I told myself that I was going to not get so, because sometimes I can find myself getting up there. You know, I get to going. So I want to try to remain, you know, kind of straight, like, you know, and not do too much of getting too passionate about things, right? Because sometimes that can be felt wrong, right? And I know, you know, a lot of people look at me and they don't know what I know. They don't know what I've done. Where he come from? Who is that talking like? Who is this? You see, so I gotta understand that sometimes it gets weird for people that's above me, you know, with all due respect, because you can feel it on me when I'm around. I try to be in the cut. I ain't doing nothing. But if you done heard me say something before, you always want to hit me what I gotta say about that. Hey, Loon, what do you think about? You know, it's something I got right there. I don't know what it is yet. I know it's worth something. And that's the fight. I'm trying to figure out how to figure it out. You know, I was having a conversation with some people the other day on live, and it offends me, right? Because podcasting, and I'll get to the show, but y'all know I got to give a little game. It offends me, right? Because podcasting is a space that many people don't understand, and they hold it to the standards that they hold music to and these other things, and they just don't have the information. So I jump on the live, right, because I hear people giving bad information out. You know, people are saying, hey, yo, don't repurpose your content. Don't recycle your content. If you even are next to, say I'm next to Charlemagne and we have some interaction in regards to a show, not just some shit I'm taking out of proportion, which that's something that they're doing too. I know plenty of dudes that run up on somebody, hey, can I get a picture, bro? And post it and be like, some kind of caption like, you know, breaking new ground. Harry Tubman ain't the only one built a railroad, you know, just on some. And I'd be like, yo, but people, the onlookers don't understand that, right? So it's all about the information you got. But you got people that'll say, hey, even if you have an interaction with Charlemagne where y'all do a show or a podcast, or let's say on a consistent basis, me and Joe Budden is going live in the morning and talking. They're saying don't recycle that, meaning don't continue to speak about that on your own platforms. And I couldn't disagree more. The thing about this game is literally spend a bunch of money like Jonah Lucas. We'll get to him. They said they spent $500,000-$600,000 in ads on just Facebook. And that's just to get 500,000 followers, 1 million followers, right? So you got to understand what's happening to do this. So people are Uber pooling to the money. Yeah, people Uber pooling to the money, and that's what I keep telling dudes to do. Jump in the car with somebody. Then when y'all get to the spot, figure out, all right, y'all go this way, I'm gonna go that way, and if we ever get lost, you know, find each, yeah, man, I got you, can run over here, or I run back that way, hand you something, go back my way, right? But I'm hustling with it. You know, they basically telling you to walk to the show. And when I say the show, I mean the place where they handing out checks for the content, for the music. It's way down there. And we all kind of looking at each other, walking up to it. We trying to figure out, man, who I'm going to jump in the car with. Who I'm going to, oh, there go my home. Oh, a real one. I locked in with them. I'm in Def Jam car. They riding it. You pedaling, sweating, independent, sweating. But you moving, but you pedaling a bike. Def Jam and Universal, they done made 2-3 trips while you still pedaling. But you got to be prepared for that fight if that's your fight. You understand me? But for me to have an avenue next to somebody that's a staple in the game and not take that and capitalize off that, but you can't do it corny. See, a lot of people approaches off. I always talk about perspective. Dudes approach be corny. Like you be corny in what you doing. You just be, you know, you burnt out. You see what I'm saying? You did this the way you doing it. It be burnt out. You understand? So I just couldn't disagree more. I think that platforms are only a reflection of the culture. And again, I always tell people, and I gave this $1 million game out, that I need to be charging consulting fees. But you can't be unique in your content. You got to be unique in your perspective. Right? When you go see me sit down with Big Facts, my life is my life. When you see me go sit down with Boosie, bring him on this Up There podcast, or bring Joe Budden or Charlemagne or Mike Tyson, any of these people on this Up There podcast, their life is their life. So I'm not in a position to change what their life is. I can only be unique in how I approach these things. Again, when you deal with Breakfast Club syndicated in 50 markets, yet they still talk about Joyner Lucas said this and that. Yet they still talk about Kanye West did this and that. They in spots that barely speak English. But the impact of the culture spreads that far. But you be unique in your approach, because Breakfast Club ain't the only people talking about Joyner Lucas or Kanye West or Drake dropping this or Joe Budden and Rory and Ma. Everybody talk about the same things. You just got to be unique in how you talk about those things. But Birdman went up to big facts, right? And he echoed everything that I've been saying in regards to, hey, man, I made more money than everybody. Everything I've done, nobody's done. Everything I've done, nobody's done. And so everything I've done, nobody's done. And so we're going to play a little bit of this, and then we'll kind of commentate it and see what's going on. Let's see.
The type of nigga to disrespect no nigga. But ain't no nigga put on more niggas than me. Not no nigga in the game. And my list go long. But I don't get the, and I ain't tripping. I don't give a fuck about it. Cause I get the money. That's what matters.
But that shit just ain't. That shit just ain't fair though. Like,
I just think cause we Southern, we don't get the respect.
Yeah, there you go. Now you talk.
I think P deserve a lot of respect for what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
He deserve a lot of respect. Top dog over there on the West Coast.
Yeah.
With fucking Kendrick Lamar. He deserve respect, but he don't get it.
Yeah.
And I did it before everybody. But it's cool.
What you think it is though?
I don't know. I just think we Southern and we don't have the verses like y'all, because y'all can make this shit possible. All the outlets is in the coasts, and they rep that shit.
Yeah.
You heard me? That's why for me to be here, I wanted to be here, because you know I think y'all need to rep what we stand for. Southern. We ain't even trying to make it out of walk, but it really is, because you gonna rep us more than you rep them, and they rep them more than they rep us.
Big fact.
And
I keep telling people, I keep telling them, yo, what y'all be talking about? I be confused when I be hearing a lot of the media. That's why I say they don't find it strange that on Drake album, we don't want to hear none of that. Hold on, what? You don't want to hear Future, Thug, 21? Damn, all them from the South. All right, so let's flip that coin. If we go get any dude from New York, and then we put Jay and Nas and this and that, it's a classic. It's clearly biasness there, right? But it don't matter, because we get money down here. So we going to keep getting money, and it ain't no hatred as long as it ain't no disrespect. Right now, we in the process where we trying to identify what make you view it that way. What make you think that Birdman billion records or billion records sold don't mean as much as somebody up north 500 million records sold. To me, and then I always viewed it. That's why I've always spoke about it on this Up There podcast. It's always a situation you got to view with open eyes. Why is it always criticism when it come to what we got going on? Y'all lended grace and understanding and evolving. Down here, we tried something. They laughed at P when he went cell phone. They laughed at P when he went movie. He went comedy. They laughed at P when he went NBA. Say, if P wasn't from the South, they wouldn't have laughed at none of that. And we wasn't laughing. We was saying, boy, he getting down. He hustling good. He hustling good on him. Nobody had never done nothing like it. He come through with the movies, albums every month, cell phone service. He ain't even know. That was new. We don't even know what that is, but we finna try to figure that out. Shoes. Trying to go back to the NBA while I'm rapping in real time. selling all these different things out. Birdman on the other side go to wrestling with him at the same spot. They never acknowledge each other, but they never hate on each other. They never acknowledge each other, but they never hate on each other. Men shit, boss shit. We'll figure this out in 20 years. We'll figure this out in 20 years. But again, hustling. And then get what Birdman go to doing. He went to laying the brand game down. He built on what P was doing. See, P understood the brand game, and I want to talk to P. I want to talk to P because Master P understood the brand game in 99. Master P understood the no limit soldier with the army fatigue and the tank and how all this has to represent the same thing. And this was now we did see Diddy and them kind of trying, they was understanding the brand thing. See how hip hop kind of defined this whole brand culture. The whole thing that brands do with brands come from us. Cause think about it. We'll bring you a rap group called Hot Boys and have flames on the cover and dudes with like fire trucks and that. Like we trying to, that's branding. But then we saw it raise up when we started to see product placement with Beats and Apple and how they used us to pivot and go get them billions. It was genius. But when we look at what Cash Money was doing, bringing helicopters and Bentleys and chains and this and that, talking that big money, he was putting that branding game down. Wrestling with P. P had it on smash. Nobody up north then, they was dead. Except Jay and Nas and them, everybody else was dead in the water. It was P right after Pac. P even built on Pac with the baby. He built on that. He Thug Life, he understood branding, man. The dude understood branding on a whole nother level. And they never speak about it. But the geniuses, the minds like me that was sitting down or now can, in retrospect, look back at it like, yo, look at the game them dudes was putting down. Like Baby say, with 20. He was 20, but you know what? It's Up There podcast don't come to hate on nobody. But we definitely come to represent where we from. We definitely come to represent the real space in the culture, right? Because again, we hear people have these top 20s and his name's missing and people making it that we saying, yo, what the, how he didn't make it and he didn't make it. If that's the criteria, you got him on there from up north. What? From my perspective, not saying he can't rap. I'm talking just a top whatever. It's just, there's a weird approach to this hip hop thing. And it's up to me and other guys like me, Big Facts, and I'm not sure the other platforms that's doing it. Really, we really the only two that I know off the top of my head that's talking real culture, real hip hop culture in the South that I know. And if I'm wrong, tag them, let me know, DM me, because I like to listen to niggas that know something about this thing as a totality and not ignoring the West. Not ignoring what Nelly done. Not ignoring what JD done. Not ignoring what Tip done. Not ignoring Outkast, Trick Daddy, Luke. Not ignoring Project Pack, Master P, Birdman. Not ignoring 3-6 Mafia, Yo Gotti. Before this Yo Gotti y'all know. You understand? Not ignoring Houston, that area, the Dallas area. Not ignoring these things, man. Carolina, like all these areas where things are happening. Some of these stars, R&B guys, and they come up out of the South. Look, Carolina here and look, Carolina there. You understand me? But again, nobody's having that conversation, and that's why they depend on us. And I'm gonna keep mine coming. Big Facts gonna keep theirs coming. We gonna make sure that we birth more platforms, man, and make sure that we're represented in a way that's truthful. We don't want no biasness. We just want the truth. When y'all bring up Young Thug, when y'all bring up Cashville, Nashville, when y'all bring up Memphis, when y'all bring up Atlanta, when y'all talk about what's going on in Zone 6, when y'all want to break down 21 Savage, Lil Baby, when they ain't nobody never talked to QCP on this level. It's the kind of game that's needed. Somebody like me need to go sit down with P. Hey, yo, say, let me talk to you about, man, how you such and such and such, man, and when you, cause I saw you pivot the brand right then, cause what made you think, how you know that, what? How you figure that out with, man, that shit crazy, they beefing and we was on the edge of our seat like, yo, I hope they don't, and then it came back together, what it take? How you been paused through all this, what the fuck? Well, hey, yo, then we gotta get down to the specifics. You know, I hate to hear, that's how I know. See, a lot of these people never been independent. They never been from the street. They never had to come out the ghetto. That's why they just ask these questions like, hey, yo, they have somebody that can give us the complete game. They'll have Birdman, JayZ, Dame Dash, QCP, Master P. They'll have one of these Diddies or one of these people there. Even dudes like Nick Cannon. Oh, he got supreme game. Don't you be fooled. But some of these people, they'll have them there, right? Get what they'll ask them. Hey, man, so what do you give, what kind of advice do you give an up-and-coming artist that's trying to get on in this game? I be saying to myself, ain't this a... These dudes, they don't know. I'm thinking, is that what he just asked him? Of that broad of a question when we dealing with specifics with these dudes. These dudes done it they self. They got specific information and you'll double down on them. Hey, man, before you go, this the last part of the interview. Let me know they don't care about passing the game down. The very end of the interview. Hey, man, before you go, what would you say to an up-and-coming podcaster or artist in this game? Well, man, just keep grinding, man, and believe in yourself and why are we giving them these kind of questions when these is men that's dealing with the ins and outs? You got to ask them, hey, man, when you first started, who did you hire to get your first such and such? Oh, man, this lady named Angie. Matter of fact, she's still on my team. Angie, she over there. Angie, man, when I first started, I was looking for a way how to get my brand equity, man, and I could... You understand? That kind of game. Hey, what agency, man, would you... Hey, man, who would you go through, man, if you had to... Man, let's say you had the money and you was a young up-and-coming... Say I got Mona Scott there. You up-and-coming producer, who would you hire to legitimize your business? Fuck all that... But again, it's the mindset these people already on. They don't care nothing about nobody else getting on. I come from a place where everybody pulling on me. Man, I got to start handing information down. Here, man, get off me, man. Here, man, go get your LLC and do this. And you see? But we view Birdman and P and all them dudes from a different lens and respected it from a standpoint like now. Executing top-notch supreme game, and that's what I keep telling you. I bring to the culture supreme game. Let's listen to a little more.
And it's respectable, but I'm just saying to say we deserve ours because we is the game. They had it. Now we got it, and we ain't never letting it go.
Yeah, but like you said, we gotta goddamn stamp each other for us. Like you pulling up, they stamping this shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going on no couch shit. Like niggas gotta stamp each other. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that's the only way it's gonna work. Like for a nigga get his story out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say this about Bank again, man, because again, you know, it just feels away. It feel away, dog. When you you know, I got Bank number. You know, I don't go to blowing Bank up or doing all that old sucker ass shit. You know what I mean? Because I know we hustling. You hustling, I'm hustling. Now when I reach out, I need to. You dig? So for me. When I hear him say that, I know he mean that. When I hear dudes say that, yo, niggas gotta stamp each other. I know he mean that. Cause dude, he come through and fucking with me for nothing. Just cause he fucking with what I'm doing. And he got my blessing in anything whenever. Cause we know, you know, we going up there. That's why it's called that. You understand? But understand it from a perspective of, yo, we gotta just, in the South, we got that type of, you dribble a little bit and pass the ball, whole time we moving toward the goal though. We both racking up assists as we scoring. And that's what we gotta do for each other. When it's time, though, that don't mean we can just go to messing with everybody and just, everybody get on. Because your shit gotta be a certain level too, cause we also need our representation to stay in a certain spot too now. So don't hold us accountable because we do gotta make sure we in good hands too now. We putting people in place that do represent certain things and have a certain understanding that ain't gonna get up there, fumble. He fumbled the whole plate, the bag, everything. And then we gotta build somebody else back up to do that, right? So sound decisions and sound mind. I also believe too, man, that again, just the biasness.
But even if a nigga don't get their story out, my accomplishments is already out.
See, like
it's out already. I did this. I sold over 1 billion records.
1 billion records, yep, that's all I was gonna say.
I done made $2.5 billion with Universal, and they made $800 million off of me. Ain't none of these niggas ever saw a B.
You kept the lights on over there pretty much.
Ain't no nigga seen no B in this shit like I have. I'm talking real money, no small talk. Any money any man get out the music business, it gotta be respectful. I don't give a fuck if it's 1 million to 100 million or just a couple 100,000. It's a blessing for us because we ain't had to go to school and do all the shit we had to do. Nigga chose rap, and that shit just words. You got some of the most uneducated niggas in the world could make millions of dollars, bro. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. My brother, Ronald Williams, my everything. My brother dropped out of school in the 7th grade. Nigga super intelligent. Know how to make money, get money, and keep money. But I'm just saying to say that there's a game we chose, and we could be. You got these little young niggas right now today is all the way wilding. That's why they all going to penitentiary.
I'm gonna go to another part of the interview, man. It's a great interview. If you haven't checked it out, Big Facts Podcast.
Be with me.
Yeah.
You heard me? Man, Fresh. I just wanted to have a.
Like you really? So basically, you saying?
So, all right, let me lay the framework, right? So we're moving to a different part of the interview where Birdman went to speaking about the contract disputes that he may or may not have with some people that were signed with him, some of the people he came in the game with, and he wanted to lead the game, you know, in good faith and in good tact. With the people he came in the game with, and that's respectable because a lot of these people get the money and say, man, I don't care what they talking about. You understand me? So he wanted to clear it up. So we ain't heard nobody dispute this. He said he done cleared it up with everybody. But we gonna speak about a certain particular part that he's talking about. We're gonna let him speak and then we'll be right back with it.
You saying you really with they bank? That was an investment. You held their money for them and put something on it.
I invested in them.
Now what I'm saying is, if they feel like you fucked over them, and you got them, you held the money.
That's why you got a nigga like Juvenile. He with me.
Yeah.
You heard me? Man, Fresh. I just wanted to have a clearing relationship with people that I started the business with.
Facts.
Everybody that I started with, I'm in good space with them. Fresh know what I did. Now know what I did. Wayne know what I did. If not, you think they'll be fucking with me?
Yeah.
They fucking with me for a reason.
You think they'll be able to do another Hot Boy album?
Who?
You think they'll be able to do another Hot Boy album?
I don't even know a nigga want to do that, bro. That's just so old. And BG behind the wall, and that's my little partner. I talk to him all the time. That's not what's important, bro. Niggas got to figure out how they. Fresh right now make more money than he ever made before he was doing music.
Yeah.
Because the catalog we got. I made sure that every nigga rapped on all Fresh beats. So Fresh make tons of money right now.
Yeah.
He should be salute me like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You heard me? And now one of the most booked niggas out the crew, Wayne, you know he gonna keep it up. I don't know what the fuck Turk doing, but I'm more than sure he getting money. And BG, when he come home, he gonna get money too, brother. So every nigga I've started with, I'm blessed. Me, Nicki, Drake, never had no problems.
Yeah.
Always been a clean slate. Me and Young Thug, that's like my motherfucking son, my brother. Like, gave him the blessing and he took it off with it. Pluto, same thing. NBA young boy, he gone with it.
So anything you touch,
it just happened to be like that. That's facts, though.
You're God.
Big facts.
You're God.
No, I got a God in me.
Okay.
You heard me? I got a God in me, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't take it for granted. I don't play with it. I don't play with my blessings.
The thing is,
I understand it, and I try to stay out the way of any kind of goofy shit.
What's next, huh? Put me in the mood.
I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I just want to keep blessing these young niggas and things and shit set up. We was gonna go make a few moves, but whenever God do allow that man to come out that cell,
he's talking about
another nigga. I'm gonna start and finish how I started.
Right.
Jizzle, guaranteed, he gonna complete his career with Cash Money Records.
Yeah.
And that's ain't no more discussion. I think he got it. I listened to him. He rapped to me. I know he got it. I believe in him, and I'm fucking with him. I'm fucking with him till I die. That's like my nigga. All of them now niggas. You heard me?
Right. And then so like I know like when I used to come down there, like I went to your mother's restaurant club that she had, and the house that you had.
Normal, like they love me like on a different level, like.
So anything you touch,
it just happened to be. But niggas got to figure out how they wanted to have a clearing relationship with people. I got to take my lick. That was on me. I can't even. I take a lick for that, but I.
Producer, all these folks be like, man,
nigga. I own my shit.
How you feel when they put it out there like you just be taking from niggas though?
I say, bro, I don't get my feelings in it, but I ain't never took from no nigga. I always bless niggas.
But why niggas keep saying that shit though? Stone don't say why niggas keep saying that shit, bro. Like everybody, producer, all these folks be like, man, nigga don't pay, bro.
Wait, bro. I had some incidents early on.
Yeah.
Because I was really young in this shit. I ain't know no better. But every problem I had, I cleared it up.
Oh, you saying any nigga that ever fucked like they got fucked
I cleared it up.
Yeah.
I paid any nigga that got, you heard me? Because I was young, bro. Remember, I'm telling you, I'm 20 years old.
Yeah.
So a lot of shit happened early on. I just ain't know. And I'm with these white folks, and they not tending to the business. But I'm thinking, I'm not really knowing. But any nigga that had any problem from my son on down, and I gave him 50 million. I cleared it up, brother. Because I ain't want my name like that, especially with Wayne. That's like I'm nothing without this dude. Like I didn't want, but it happened, but I aired that shit out. But even every other nigga, I just wanted to clear it up. And the white folks and myself, we cleared it up. And like I said, brother, it was early on in me, and I ain't know, and I take a lick for that.
Yeah.
I take a lick for that, but I cleared it up.
So I always tell people, right? I always tell people that, you know, this game, this music game, because you hear Birdman talk about, listen, I was young, I didn't really know what was going on, but I cleared it up. So I always tell people this game here, it's no different than the dope game. It's no different, right? Like I say, it's no different than the dope game. What happens is those dudes that I was just talking about, they were breaking ground. JayZ, Birdman, Master P, Dame Dash, you know, Top Dog, you know, Block, who did some work with Diddy. You know, a lot of these people, QC even breaking ground because they redefining what Birdman them did, but in the streaming age, right? But that's another conversation. I always tell y'all what happens is, or what happened in them 90s and them early 2000s is, it was a lack of information in the game. Nobody knew how to move around a contract, the wording. We was off the heels of TLC getting 3 cents for an album, selling 10 million and being broke, going bankrupt. We were off the master MC Hammer going broke, right? Nobody understood the game then. The safest thing to do at that time was just copy the people that was making the money. So what the label done to me, I do to you. That's the safest way. That's all we know. We don't have no information until we start to get financially stable and start to pay people to look into those things. And it's like, oh, that meant that? Hey, yo, that's not fair, bro. I got to wait 30 years? What are you talking about? Y'all didn't pay for anything. Like, it was, nobody knew. How I get 3 cents? And I'm on tour every day, barely see my family, did all of the singing, do all of the performing, I get 3 cents? Nobody knew. But again, it's just like the dope game. Whoever introduced you to the game is who you gonna implement your game off of until you get to a point where you understand. If the dude that introduced you to the dope game sells soda ball, you're gonna be selling soda ball. It's gonna be cut, taste bad. Keep a lot of film. They gonna be saying, what's going on with this dude? But then as you get in the game, right? Because you implement him because he's introducing you to the game. But once you get in the game, you see, oh, that's why he go broke. They come to him as a last result when ain't nobody got none because his stuff ain't no good. You take a little cut off of it. Now they coming back. Now you able to build your bankroll up. Now you figuring out, oh, he just didn't know what he was. Them people, the labels, them builders, they don't really know what we know. We boots on the ground. We understood shirts was selling when they was like, what are you doing? When we wanted to upload on YouTube and talk to the fans, and they said, no, Mystique, don't make yourself available. Right? They don't understand what's going on. So as we got up there, then we got the information and were able to pivot and start to give people more fair situations. I got to make money doing things, but I don't want to own this, or I don't want to own that, or you know, just certain things we gotta edit. We gotta edit. But at first starting off, man, them folks didn't know. They just implement, hey yo, they probably was even asking labels, had help from labels to start their label. They probably went inside Def Jam or one of their labels, like, yo, I'm thinking about starting a label. If you guys can help me kind of with the infrastructure of it. Next thing you know, they passing out deals that you understand me? But now we know what these words mean. We know they operate in the gray area. We know the intentions of a contract. We know that I can't hire the label's lawyer to look at the contract because their interest is a conflict of interest. We understand these things now. Back then, we didn't understand it. Birdman ended up getting a bunch of money coming in, probably like, I don't have to get this to you. I don't owe this to you. My understanding is I don't owe this to you because they didn't owe this to me. So how I owe you this. But then dudes start saying, but I made the beat. And it started to, from a human standpoint, make sense. Because contractually, he probably had them whooped in a lot of them cases. But as from a human standpoint, it started to be like, yo, that is crazy. Like, let me get him straight, bro. I'm loaded. I'm eating. You know, so sometimes you evolve with the information that's available. You know what I'm saying? JayZ and them, you know, did it. All these dudes starting these labels in the 90s and the early 2000s, they infrastructures 9 times out of 10 was put in place by someone white or someone that represented a label or had influence out of one of them buildings. They didn't do it like CQC and them, from my understanding, I may be wrong, went and grabbed Coach K, old veteran in the game, but don't represent a building. But understand the game and has all this information. Probably done fumbled a few bags along the way. So now I'm loaded with do's and don'ts. And then you see that. And then you see QC being the hustler he is. You see P being the hustler he is. And he stand by him. And now I'm learning a little bit and putting that street spin on it. That understanding you may not understand a little bit. So now it's good cop, bad cop in regards to business. So we get to see both things clear and hopefully always make good decisions. You know, risky or not is fine, but if it's a good risk, then let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And just identifying that is half the battle. But shout out Birdman, shout out Big Bank. They did a great interview. Let's see what else we want to talk about. I see Moneybag Yo. Just had a birthday. Shout out Moneybag Yo, Memphis. You know what I mean? Tennessee, you know the vibration. Big podcast energy. He just had a birthday, man. I already bought him some land, 28 acres. Got in him, gave him 1.5. I mean, he was getting some of the most extravagant gifts in the world. I already done set the bar so high, girls don't even go that no more. They leave that alone. Cause dudes gonna start holding you accountable. You get your little weight up. Yeah, you remember you were saying goals when I was carrying the family. Now you made $500,000 this year. My birthday coming. What we doing? You know, I keep you draped up and dripped out. Let's see what's going on. But she seemed to always come through for them. You know, their situation is pretty cool in regards to what I'm able to see. But I got to thinking about birthdays for men, and it's like there's a weird space for men, right? There's a place you go from not getting nothing for your birthday to getting the most extravagant gifts in the world, and that oftentimes depends on your financial space, right? When the family is scratching and clawing, but you kind of all right, you got a little money. Everybody says, well, I didn't know what to get you. You got nothing. You get socks and sweaters and scarves, boxers and things like that, umbrellas, you know. But then something clicks after you become wealthy to where now people are trying to gain favor. They spending money on you, you know, and not your girlfriend or guy. All them folks is rich. I'm talking about just regular individuals. If you move into a place where you can take care of everything and don't feel it, sometimes people in your family that you may not have talked to or dealt with or start trying to gain favor with you. They done bought me a $55,000 boat. They don't know me enough to know I don't fish or go on the water. You see what I'm saying? But they trying to, it's things like that happening. It's a weird thing. The birthday for a dude, like, for me, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You just gotta, you know, you gotta figure out what it is I'm on at that time, cause my style changes, my outlook changes. Sometimes I like hats, others I don't. Sometimes I go urban. Next time I want to go all designer. Sometimes I want to wear my merch. Other times I don't want to wear my merch. Sometimes I'm wearing jewelry. Sometimes not. Sometimes I'm Apple Watch. Sometimes I'm Rolex. You know what I mean? Just be so much going on. I don't know how you keep up with it. But when you get rich, people they gonna try. Oh boy, they gonna try their best. You know what I'm saying? But it was good to see, you know, dude get those kind of gifts, man. You know, beautiful situation. Anthony Johnson. A lot of y'all may know him from the movie Friday. Hood classic, really not hood classic movie for the culture. When I say culture, I mean American culture. Ran by hip hop. Friday, classic movie. Anthony Johnson passed away. R.I.P. to him. Condolences to the family. I want to take this time to not disrespect anyone, but also not withhold valuable information for the youngsters and the babies that's watching me and the people that come to me to understand what it looked like to be loved or disappointed or what have you. This man passed away, and there was an outcry on social media in which if you were looking, you would think all of these people had love for this guy. You would think that, right? Because everybody posted, oh man, R.I.P., oh my boy, oh man, this is so sad, man, legend, this and that. But something about that to me, when I first saw it, I said, well, damn, I know who that is, right? Staple in the culture. But I ain't saw him in nothing. Ain't nobody gave him no opportunities lately. We got a lot going on in the culture with acting. Some people have now. If you have, I'm not talking to you, of course. I'm talking to the people that the family came out and said to them that, yo, it's weird that we got 700 in the account and it's this outpour of quote unquote love. I feel for the people growing up in this era, man, because it's you don't know what you up, but you don't know what you're dealing with. This thing is so, you just have no idea if you're dealing with people that really love you or somebody that won't clout or the Instagram like or comment or hope to get reposted by Shade Room for breaking the news that Kelly Price is like. It's weird what happens right now. I'm praying for Kelly Price. I don't know what's happening with that. I'll look into it and kind of report on it. But what I'm saying is the social media gives a glimpse into a false reality. You got celebrities with millions of dollars that we see go on stage and give money to people just cause. Then we got a guy here that can't get a job to open up for somebody, that can't get a skit in a show, in a movie, in a video once a month. He can't find a podcast deal nowhere along the lines, an ad that keep his leases bill paid. Like, what we doing? Again, that's the lack of information that they give us. And his people had to come out like, yo, we don't got no money. We starting to go GoFundMe. And you know what I noticed right after his people came out and said that? All the love disappeared. The minute his people came out and said we don't got no money, the love disappeared. I didn't see no more people posting. I'm not saying people didn't reach out. Salute if you did. You know in your heart, but I'm telling you, the culture has a problem with identifying love. We misrepresent what love is. We misrepresent what showing love is. I always tell people, even when you're dealing with content creation and music and business, there's a difference between a fan and a customer. These are two different things. Sometimes they resemble, though. They kind of look the same, but their actions tell you the difference. The problem with social media is we can't view the actions. We only can go off what's being told to us. And the more you hear something, the more you view something, the more, and hence that's why the mainstream media is able to control the narrative on so many different levels, because they just beat a certain opinion into your head. And it's the same with love. These people ain't showed this man no love. He got $700 in his bank account. We ain't saying everybody go take him money. We dealing with an industry. Can't nobody find him nowhere to sit at and make $5,000 a week. Nobody. We got all these shows and TVs and this and that. And now that he's talented, he can offer something. Just his notoriety is worth something. And if nobody posted it, then cool. And I'm not saying I didn't want nobody to post it. And I'm also not saying you can't appreciate someone and what they gave to the culture without working with them or without giving them opportunity either. What I'm saying is we got to tighten up with our approach to our business. There's missing bags in this game. It's something that we ain't tightening up. You understand me? When you look at the NFL and you look at a football team, it's a bunch of people on the line that this play here, they may be ineffective. It don't mean nothing. Ball running totally different way, but every time they got to come out there and line up, and they got a job and a responsibility for when it do come that way. So what I'm saying is, in our industry, in our game, we gotta something with our infrastructure is not allowing us to create an offensive line in regards to content or in regards to business. A lot of times it's a one-man show, 1, 2, 3-man show maybe. But we got to find a way to, make Nike give us something to, we got to figure out a way to do that, man. And I just hate to see that happened to that dude. Shout out to his family. Shout out to everybody that enjoyed him on them movies, man. Rest in peace. But again, I just think in this game we got a problem with identifying love, and we must be at the forefront of at least somebody saying, yo, don't think that Instagram likes is love. Don't think them comments is love. Don't think people reposting it is all that ain't nothing in regards to real life. It can give you cultural equity, but he no longer needs that on his death date. Nobody posted me when I needed y'all to post me. I had a little independent movie that the back end was contingent on how many it sold. I was posting that 15 times a day. Nobody posted it. But on my death date, I'm everywhere. Sickening. It's sad. Our culture is that way. We got to create some avenues. Big Loon said that, and we'll figure that out at some point. I wanted to spend some time speaking about Boosie, giving Boosie his flowers, and observing again some of the things that's happening in the game. You know, from some of the people in the game, right? So, for those of you that may not know, another topic of mine's about 5 weeks ago, kind of spoke on Boosie and his position in the game when the Lil Nas X stuff first happened, right? I started speaking on, hey, yo, you got to look at Boosie brand. It's a different brand. It's a different thing. It's not what you expect. It's not the rapper brand. He's a rapper, but his brand is a different thing, right? It's a unique, very unique brand Boosie has. And so I spoke on the power that he, you know, how he drives traffic and customers in and out of all of these different lanes. But rap is always the catalyst of, you know, his star power. So now you see Boosie have a movie premiere. And you see 50 have the Stars premiere. This happened, I believe, on the same weekend. Lil Duval went to social media because him and Boosie is tight, and I respect Duval. You know, Lil Duval is, you know, he good with me. Boosie good with me. 50 straight with me. Everybody good with me. Ain't nobody disrespecting me. But it's important for me to just, you know, talk about the game from a standpoint of being observer and just breaking it down, right? So Lil Duval came out and said, yo, ain't number 2 industry dudes posted Boosie stuff. But everybody was at the Stars BMF thing, as they should have been. I just think they should have shared that too with supported Boosie in the same way. I would see if all them, when Boosie was locked up or when he first got out, all them dudes are saying he raised me. I grew up listening to Boosie. We believe Boosie, Boosie this, Boosie that. And when he dropped the movie, and also shout out to my homie Joe Gotti, you know, directed the movie. You know what I mean? Shot my first video. Shout out him. Shout out Corey Sparks that hooked that up for me, man. And that was a unique situation back when rap was in a weird place. When a video would cost you a lot of money, it's still, the barrier entry was coming down, but it still was kind of in a weird place, right? So I knew Joe Gotti back then when he had the blue Benz and the RV. You know what I'm saying? So, but he always hustled and did his thing, and I knew he was gonna be something because he already back then had his mind made up. Loon, this what we doing. This what I'm doing. This it. This what I'm doing, bro. No, I remember when he first got the red and it got stole from him. Like all those things, to see dude had to go through that, and then being at the forefront of a real production like that is a beautiful thing. And we celebrate that, and we also celebrate BMF being able to get some money with 50. That's big. That's big now. Both of that, what I'm saying. So what they did was, you know, Lil Duval is a troll king, and 50 Cent responded to that and basically said they calling me mainstream because Duval said, man, you know, you should support Boosie like you support mainstream. You know, Boosie did raise a lot of them dudes. You know what I mean? So it just be funny to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they push up on him, if they run into him, they gonna give him love, every single one of them. They gonna act like it's all good, and it didn't take nothing but a post. But that's what I tell y'all about this game. It's a weird place. You thought high school was petty. Man, the industry way more petty than high school. This little industry that y'all infatuated with, man, these folk petty, man. These folk like, this shit like cafeteria, my nigga. It's weird, but you know, Boosie hustle is immaculate. You know, like I say, he goes in and out of brands, in and out of products, and is able to actually make money in these different areas, which is a beautiful thing. He laying a blueprint down for the next rapper that has that kind of brand, but it has to be that unique brand. Some of y'all rappers can't get y'all people to buy t-shirts, let alone way over here with some cologne, or way over here selling a beard oil. You dig? It's just, You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to use that same brand power. There's a way to do that as well. It's a science involved with that. So just to see them hustle, man, it's a beautiful thing. I think with the South, though, we always kind of get overlooked. You know, the production that Boosie has isn't the same dollar amount isn't behind it that's behind the Stars product, of course. The BMF story is a big story as well. We respect that. That's real. That's South. That's us too. You understand me? But everybody was there. But then after that, you start seeing a little few more people posting it and shit. You know what I'm saying? As I would expect. You know, just because people watching and you gotta it be feeling funny. The industry just a funny place. You know what I mean? And like I say, even when you talk about the industry and when you talk about your brand, you got to know what your brand represents and where it stands at. Even with NBA YoungBoy, we talking about the #1 search artist on YouTube for 3 years in a row. The #1 search artist. That ain't rap artist, I'm saying. I'm talking Michael Jackson. I'm talking anybody you can think that people put name in on YouTube. NBA YoungBoy has been #1 for the last 3 years, right? With that being said, I need you to understand that YouTube won't even promote his album. They won't even get behind him in any way, right? You gotta really understand the gravity of that. A company that I've been at the forefront of driving traffic for the last 3 years. I've been at the top of their list in regards to engagement, period, amongst white, Asian, Mexican, whoever kind of artist you want to think. And then when I go to jail and I drop an album, they can't even push it up on the top or give me no kind of promo or no kind of extra push. Okay, so you maybe don't understand that. You maybe don't understand why they do that. It's like this. It's like for Coca-Cola not to promote Sprite. Right? You see the amount of money Sprite makes for the brand? Yeah, Coca-Cola is the brand, right? That's the parent company. But Sprite is its own thing and it generates revenue. So we gotta put some attention on Sprite over there. We'll be a fool not to. Right? So I don't know why would you think that it's okay to have this guy be at the forefront of engagement on your platform? The music is good, you don't take that down. You get the ads for it, you get the traffic for it. But then when he needs a promo spot or something, you don't get nothing. This is the same fight Joe Budden was having. That's why I don't know why Joe Budden didn't speak on it or doesn't speak on this type of thing with this NBA YoungBoy and this YouTube fight, because he was having that ad fight. He was having that fight where it's like, yo, why y'all won't let me participate in what's happening on the other side when I've been at the forefront of driving this level of engagement to y'all platform? I don't understand. What's the difference between me and Call Her Daddy, or the difference between me and Justin Bieber, right? It's a situation that you got to examine. But understand the business is weird. It ain't supposed to happen. It's unusual. I won't say it's weird, because weird would mean that it doesn't happen. And I think it happens more often than we would imagine, right? So I'm going to say it's unusual, meaning that it's unusual behavior. It don't make sense. It's like, yo, what is that? That's weird. That's kind of like, that's off course. That doesn't make logical sense. Unusual for that circumstance, right? To be in that situation and go that way is dumb. I don't get how that happened, but we see that, But NBA YoungBoy brand, again, he got one of the biggest brands. All the kids want to look like him. Hey man, they got a little dude going viral right now that he done made his mouth like him. He got the hair. Hey, yo, bro, it's wild. And I think as a kid, you don't know, like, or I don't know, maybe I'm out of touch, because my mind would tell me, why would this girl want to be with me if I want to be somebody else? Like, I be thinking people want to see original in you, and I be thinking people want to see your style and who you is. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, and that's why I was telling my sons, is like, yo, don't not try to be like nobody, because you going to look back on it when you get 17, 18, like, yo, I was running around trying to be such and such, instead of finding your own identity and building on that at a young age. Even if you look corny right now, you'll figure it out. Because don't nobody, none of these little dudes ain't talking about nothing. So just find your way, but don't try to copy this person, because don't do that. It just don't make. I'm talking about this little boy. If that were my son, I'd probably be mad. That's how close he looked to NBA Youngboy. If that were my little boy, I might be upset, bro. You don't need to be trying to look like nobody, bro. That ain't what we do, bro. We don't go around looking like trying to emulate. Man, come on, man. We ain't doing that. You gotta be you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, but you know, like I say, his fan base, man, he got a different kind of fan. Them youngsters love him. That's why they on YouTube. His custom is on YouTube because it's a free platform. Everybody has access to it. Even the kids on their mother's phone, on certain phones. A child will come and ask you for your phone. Next thing you know, they in the corner done Google NBA Youngboy on YouTube, or looking at YNW Melly or one of these type little artists like that on your phone. Like, but they running them numbers up. They getting on the Xbox. They getting on this, playing it in the background. You know, so they running the numbers up, and NBA Youngboy got them. But it's pivot time for him, and I think he'll take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? He just got his deal. You know, I think he gonna come out of jail and do what it is he need to do. I want to talk about I've heard a couple of people say some things about Drake, his position and where he currently sits. We see him and J. Cole. Joe Budden in specific spoke about the J. Cole pipe down thing, and I want to spend a little bit of time on that just to kind of clarify my stance and my position in regards to Drake, his trajectory and his career. A lot of people forget where you started from. A lot of people forget that them two disregarded you and overlooked you and never thought you would be a part of this whole thing of ours, right? So we'll look into that a little further, but let's listen to what Joe and them saying.
In this group of cars for me, some people say that I'm running third. They threw the bronze at me behind Drake and Dot. Yeah, them niggas is superstars to me. Maybe deep down I'm afraid of my luminosity. So when you see me on red carpets, I'm moving awkwardly, posing all nervous, afraid of the judgment. And the thought of showing too much of my day is repugnant. I be keeping my kids away from the gaze of the public, cause these days it feel like haters they favorite subject. Fuck it, attitude like a shade with an AK.
That boy is a monster now.
Violated, I bust it. I don't play when it come to family. That's one thing. We're
gonna kind of break this down with them, right? Again, we got to start to do this, and I want to let y'all know the importance of what I'm doing. The importance of what I'm doing is to show mainstream media the other side, the other perspective, the flip side of the coin. Stats that they don't consider, position that they don't consider, grind that they don't consider, right? So that's my position in the game, right? Not only to speak for the South, the North, the culture, but just to make sure the South is represented in a real way. Not from a standpoint of, hey, just because it's from the South, it's the better thing. But I think the problem, because we all black, so I wanna approach it with love. Because I wanna feel like it's a misunderstanding until it's just a little bit more clear. Cause I got enough game to know when it's a misunderstanding and when it ain't. But at this time, I'm trying to navigate around it, right? So we want to approach it with love, but we want to make sure the South is now represented in conversations, in check cutting, specifically in check cutting from a media standpoint. We want to make sure the South is represented, man. Not everybody down here dumb or slow or don't know what's going on. Which y'all know that y'all dealing with us. Y'all dealing with P, Birdman, QC. Y'all dealt with JD, Tip, Outkast. Y'all dealt with Pimp, CJ, Prince, Tony Draper. You know, you got to deal with us. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
I piss in a celebrity tea. God with me on this record, this is Heaven's EP. The tale's official. The best nigga breathing, it just failed to hit you. You couldn't tell cause you fell for the bells and whistles, and that's an area I don't excel. I'm from the Ville where young girls talk grown as hell. It's raw, never saw one person go to Yale, but every nigga that I know done gone to jail at least once, proving we the ones police hunt for the pains. We smoke 3 blunts inside.
Yeah, I mean,
put some respect on him.
That's number 2 at least until further notice, man.
It's gracious.
Turn it down.
That nigga lost his fucking mind.
First of all,
yeah,
we need a wellness check on Jermaine. Has anyone seen him or heard from him? Been to his house?
He burnt up somewhere? He on fire? Yo.
He doesn't sound well.
Sound fine to me.
Sounds like things are wrong. What the hell is his issue? Whoa. See, now, if this were 2017, 18, 2019, maybe even 2020, I swear I would come in here and perpetuate a beef, even if it didn't exist.
Or 3 weeks ago?
Even if it didn't exist.
4 months ago.
I don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't do that anymore.
Oh, good for you.
No,
look at the growth.
Damn.
I mean, it's not growth. All of these rappers are liars. I be dead ass right about every one of them, and then they come out and fucking tell me behind the scenes that I'm right.
I disagree with that.
That's what be.
And I'll tell you why. I don't think that Cole wants beef, even though I did see where he put the heads up. You know, I think Cole and Drake relationship has always been kind of a slippery thing. I think their relationship has always been a kind of slippery situation. You know, if you remember when Drake first came in, they had the situation with what was that song? Him and Cole was going at each other. Then they did that in the morning with each other, and then we kind of said, "Oh, okay, so they is straight." Back then, I think Drake didn't really know his way with the music. He knew he had some, but he wasn't as polished. And Cole at that time was just a little more polished in his pocket than him. You know, the way he rumbles with the words and the breakdowns, the syllables and things, he could do that with ease. Drake was still trying to figure out the tone to sing in, how to approach these things, right? So Drake was kind of in a different situation, and it appeared that Cole was smashing. And then there was rumblings behind the scenes that the big dogs don't want Drake to go to the next level. They trying to smush him. But Drake still got on. But let's listen to a little more.
So if they never gonna cop to it, then I just look like the bad guy. Like I looked horrible in that whole Nicki Cardi thing. Even if I agreed with what I was saying, just looked bad. With some more rappers that just blamed me for their beef. Like then that's what happens when the rappers make up. They blame me for perpetuating the beef. It's like, oh, come on, that's not fair, you guys. So I'm not gonna do that here, but I could. I mean, I could.
You're itching to.
It's in there.
I was about to say it's right there.
And you won't do it. Is Joe itching
I'm sorry.
to? Or right is there. He itching to?
He put it by the rim.
Yo, fam, in my day, let me tell you about 2003.
Here we go.
You could not take an album cut instrumental from somebody's album that dropped 1 or 2 weeks ago that they sung on, and you flame it up like this, and it go totally just like Another Day.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you dealt with someone that only one song really went to the next level. Respectfully, Joe's a great communicator. I think he's even a good rapper. But you dealing with a syndrome. You're dealing with a syndrome up there, man. I don't know what that's about. That divide. Now, if it's New York against the rest of the world, then it appears to be that back then they used to kind of form together like Voltron. But then when you got intricate and broke it all the way down, somewhere down in the DNA, is Fabulous being my homeboy can't take my beat and do a record or do a freestyle on it without me taking that away. And see, I get the competitive space, but for me, I don't if I think as an issue, I want to approach the issue. Now when you say competitive, I don't see that as competitive. If you want to do some rapping, say my name if I'm on that type time. But just taking the beat, doing the freestyle, talking to your people is, again, I think it has more to do with the way that these guys came up and the way they viewed this thing. I think some people view this hip hop culture more so as what it originated from, and they're failing to acknowledge the way that it has evolved. It used to be just on the corner, me against you, 1-on-1. It's still competitive, but the competitive space is a different space. You see, it ain't me and Future is cool and he drop a. Now, when you go to doing stuff like what Thug and Wayne was doing, now that's somebody that won't smoke. My album is Carter 5, yours is Barter 5 or Barter 6 or whatever. Like, that's somebody that's trying to tell you I won't smoke, competitive smoke with this. You understand me? But somebody just taking the beat, again, you got to know the DNA of the people you talking to and dealing with. Some of these boys is dealing with just a low vibration in regards to each one teach one. They don't hold that. I'm telling you, Joe Budden has pigeonholed his brand, man. He has literally pigeonholed his brand. Now, I think he's talented enough to still operate in that space, but he pigeonholed his brand. I see him at some point making that right with them boys and bringing them back, cutting them a check, getting that under the bridge, and then rejuvenate that pod, because right now his brand is pigeonholed. They won't call him for verses. They're not gonna send Drake through there to sit down. They're not like you only got what Joe can give you over there. And I think that was a mistake. I think it happened without him knowing it, because it wasn't that way a year ago, 2 years ago, 18 months ago. It wasn't that way. His brand has changed into something that he has literally pigeonholed himself into only being able to provide that commentary that people go to him for. Now, you got to be able to collaborate with other brands, bro. That's only way this works. If Diddy never went in, if Diddy never went and hollered at whatever liquor company he started with, or if Jay never, like, it's rough like that, you can do it that way. It's just a different fight. And for me, you had such a head start, meaning Joe Budden Podcast as the brand has such a head start on the market, to place yourself back in that race was, man, that was crazy. But let's listen to a little more, man. We'll get into it a little more.
It's not possible. That could not happen.
He posted, I think. Drake posted, I think.
I don't care what Drake
I know, I'm just saying.
What the fuck you telling me for what he posted?
You're comparing how people reacted then to how people react now. Yeah.
I would post it too back in the day, but it would be something to follow.
I'm about to say, it wouldn't stay like that though.
Now,
when I
you're
post,
right. I'm aware that it's Uncle Joe time. I might be disconnected from how they receive these things today. Today it might be adoration.
You're not disconnected with how they receive it. You're disconnected in the issue that caused New York to have to pass the ball, because the culture is going to continue to move. Now, New York will never fully pass the ball because it's New York. But New York was in control of music. But this spirit right here lends itself to some of the failures that you see. When you see 50 Cent blow up like that and nobody in New York can work with him. He's the hottest thing going. New York is split down the middle. Some is trying to help rejuvenate Ja. Some is trying to act like them and 50 is straight, because he's popping corn right now. And others is acting like they don't see the beat. Like, it just, you feel me? But take that same scenario. Look down at Future in Atlanta. You see him still do songs with Gucci, still do songs with Thug, still do records with Drake. Still, like, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different spirit. The culture has evolved.
It might be these people are flattered. It's like a compliment today.
Right.
I think it's contingent upon a relationship. It's like you put your shit out, right? Fab calls you and says, yo, I want to get on that beat. I'm going to kill it. You're not going to take it no type of way, because Fab is your family.
No, that's not. See, no, that's not true. As close as Fab and I were, I think him and I knew that there were certain lines that we should stay clear of.
Even if he called you first? No, I'm saying even if he called you first.
But I think that was.
I already spoke about that. Why is it so important for you to prove you're better than me with words? I don't understand that. The goal is the money. Joe Budden is speaking from, you got to really understand what was going on with Joe Budden with that mindset. And I like to examine people. You know, I take folks and make them case studies of mine because I think all great men studied great men and great books and great literature and history. These are my beliefs. This is my understanding, right? So when I look at dude, I say to myself, in that situation right there, saying Fab, who at that time would have been the bigger artist, if not by much, let's say some people in 2004, 05 would say Joe and Fab was kind of closer than we view them now in regards to rapping. Let's just say that. The idea that that's your mindset, you're broke. How can you not have any money in a business where rapping gets you money, not want to rap with the people that's getting money in the rap business, but want to compete with them? Me against you. Me against you. Me against you. It's weird. It's me against the ops. The ops is the haters. The ops is the haters. And in this business, there's no permanent enemies or friends. So I don't even look at you little dudes like nothing until somebody get wrong and then we had to bump into each other. You know what I'm saying? But anything other than that, there's no permanent enemies in this business. I don't know these dudes like that. But when we talk about opportunities in how to make money, and I pigeonhole myself, see, he has this problem. Pigeonhole itself. Why wouldn't I say, yo, me and Fab on this? That's my guy. It don't make sense.
Mutual respect that him and I had, like, between him and I, for reasons between him and I, right?
You know what it might be, though? It might be because a lot of people down there, if they didn't make it where they wanted to go as far as rap is concerned, then they want to lean on the person that went a little further than them and act like it was always competition with them. Because I don't know if I see Diddy and them do that. Jay and them, they New York too. It's the media guys. And I think it's because a lot of the media guys in New York used to be rappers. Excluding Nori. Nori don't do it either for real. I'm not sure. I don't want to say that because I don't know. But it just seems like, you know, it's a certain kind of, I don't know, dog. It's weird, bro.
Back to Jermaine.
But like I said, but again, let me reiterate that it feels like that they want to put themselves in competition with the people, because you never hear them talk about battling or people that's under them that tried to battle them. It's always, oh yeah, Drake was talking to me on this, or Jay was this, and I would have smoked his boots, and da. I won't just make better records than dudes. If it's like that, get on the record, make it a Royal Rumble on this record. Let's see who. But what I'm gonna do, sit here and outbar you in a business where we got an opportunity to make money doing so? It makes no sense.
Right. I'm not starting this shit. They friends. Everything is kumbaya. I think peace, lovey-dovey. I'm not starting nothing. But let me tell you what else couldn't happen back in my day. If you took my beat and rapped on it and said my name anywhere in there.
But he was being nice.
Anywhere in there.
My next sentence is, in any manner. In any manner. Because yes, you were being nice. You said my name. And then I kept on walking to school. And 7 blocks down the road, you start talking about rappers that's only successful from bells and whistles and gimmicks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not apply.
In 2003, 4.
So again.
5,
6, 7.
How many bars?
Oh boy. Oh buddy. Oh.
My bad. So again, you dealing with someone that's saying that J. Cole, when he referenced, which was a dope bar, Said you looking at the greatest, you couldn't tell because you fell for the bells and whistles, meaning all the label antics, the promotion, the this, the that, the third, the You fell for that, and it made you view them like they better than me, the jury, the this, the that, right? So in Joe Budden mind, J. Cole is applying that to Drake. In my mind, I say we can't be talking about the same bells and whistles that I worked hard for if I'm Drake. We talking about me, Drake, the one, the light-skinned Canadian that sing when everybody's rapping, that ain't got no muscles, no hood ties, no gang banging, no tattoos, no, you talking about the same, you my everything, all that I ever wanted, best I ever had. You talking about I didn't fight for that? Those bells and whistles, them records, there was no space for those records when I come out. And you saying that that's the bells and whistles you want me to believe J. Cole is talking about? Dude had to, people forget, bro. Drake had to fight through all kind of, you remember R.I.P. DMX. You remember what they used to say about Drake? You remember what a lot of people, he's corny, he's this, I remember when Drake first dropped that album, right? He had the I think the baseball bats and the all black on. I think he said something like catch a body or something like that. People going crazy. Oh my God, you talking about catching a body, nobody believes you, this and that. He's a, Canadian, light-skinned Canadian that sings and was on Nickelodeon in the rap game. And you saying that, see, some people like Joe would take that argument and say, well, that means he was industry or he had a better chance. No, not the route he took. He had a better chance with the Justin Bieber route. I'll give you that. But Drake had to come through the trenches. He had to walk alongside Jay Prince and Birdman and Wayne and this and that and the third. So he didn't come through the game through the industry doors like that. He come through the back door. He had to walk amongst us with the guns and the knives and the tattoos and the dope selling stories and the attempted murders on they. Drake had to walk through that line to get where he was going. And we know when we in the hood, we know what we do to people that we think don't necessarily got that on them, don't got that stench on them that we got on us from the street. So that dude had to fight for that. Now he had certain cosigns that made certain things easier, but from a critic standpoint, they never had to deal with Jay Prince. The critics never had to deal with Birdman, Wayne, or none of them people that co-signed him. The critics were able to form their own opinion. That's why you start to hear the rumblings of, oh, he's not, come on, man, he's not tough like that. What do you mean catch a body? Oh, man, get out of here with all of that. You the singing Canadian, man, watch out, right? And you see Pusha T tried to hammer it home when he called himself exposing him, right? So everybody makes good music, but for people to say, and I'll have the conversation or argument with anyone, for people to say Drake didn't have to fight to get where he was, they're wrong. Then he got to a certain level and started lapping the rappers he came in with and his trajectory was saying, I'm catching up with the GOATs. So then there's an urban legend that says that the GOATs tried to start, oh, no, he can't get up here that quick. Took us 20 years. So he also had to go through that. Then he before that through the Meek Mill thing. They saying that part of the Meek Mill thing spins off of that. Right? I'm just saying. Is these the bells and whistles you talking about? People only deal with Drake because they can't get a deal without Drake. You understand? But let Drake go to where Soulja Boy is right now, as far as brand is concerned. They would ignore Drake. I'm saying if the music wasn't this, but the music won't allow the brand to fall. You understand? So they deal with Drake because they can't deal without Drake. Drake influences these dudes' first week sales. If you got a Drake song on the album looks different in them buildings on the whiteboard. It looks different when we're able to say Drake's on the album. It's a different conversation in those buildings. But the bells and whistles that people tend to talk about for me, and I want to identify what that means to me so people can't misrepresent what I'm saying. When someone says something about bells and whistles in regards to a rapper or entertainer, podcaster, anyone in that space, what I take that to mean is some sort of industry cosign, almost like an industry plant. Like you've came in the game positioned in this place no matter what. Talent didn't matter really. Numbers didn't matter. Everything that matters for me didn't matter for you to get in your position because you had ties. And whether that ain't nobody's fault. Because I plan to tie my people in. I plan to tie my kids in. I plan to tie my people kids in and people who in this game somewhere. My network, right? If you into football, I need to holler at Cedric Ellis. Hey, come talk to such and such, man. You think you can, what camps y'all got going on? You dig what I'm saying? So that's part of my mindset. So I don't fault anyone for being co-signed or signed in, right? A lot of y'all getting signed in. Somebody else getting to the computer and putting their password in. The computer is the game. Somebody getting to the game and it's a locked screen. They coming up, your homeboy, and they putting their password in. And now you in. Now you can just float around in here off they cosign because everybody paying once you get past a certain wall. It's a paid game from then on. Now how you being paid, now we can start to talk about negotiations and leverage and content and, culture, equity and things like that. But I would take that to mean you came in the game with some kind of understanding that no matter what happens with you, we're gonna make you famous. I don't think he came in with that. I think he came in on we think you're talented, we'll see what happens. They had Wayne at that time, bro. Wayne was on fire. And we talking bells and whistles from a dude that had to fight from behind Lil Wayne. Y'all got to put some respect on the perspective of the South. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't consider Wayne. So in turn, y'all act like Drake just popped out of nowhere. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't consider this whole thing the normal way things happen, right? If you don't consider Birdman and what he brought to the game, then you won't consider Wayne, the Hot Boys, Cash Money, UNLV, Master P, all that. You just erase all of that. But when you got somebody like me talking and I consider what Birdman done, then I say, oh, but you got to remember Drake, and look how Drake had to come through behind Lil Wayne. This was happening. They was selling out. Right, y'all don't never hear nobody else in the game talk like that. That perspective is missing, and that's what I bring. But I just want y'all to know that it's counterproductive, home. All the little niggas up north listen to me. Yo, bro, get with your people and make something happen. If they on fire and they doing something, they don't spread the brand thin. That's unreasonable. But I'm saying if we both is moving and grooving, it ain't no problems. Ain't no problems on that.
I would have took that OVO jet to the nearest studio. That couldn't happen. But today, again, I'm disconnected.
It's different
today.
It is.
But it's different in society.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's different internally in the MCs, which is why I always come in here sounding like a nutcase, talking from MC brain. Cole.
I don't think it's applicable though. Like, so if you Drake listening to this, right? If it don't apply, you let it fly. So I don't think Drake thinks he's famous as a result of gimmicks. So you're not even thinking he talking to you.
But if you're Drake and I'm not going to say everybody, a lot of people say you're here because of the bells and whistles. You hear this a lot. But you might not think it applies to you. I don't think he would enough.
I don't think he would think that Cole thinks that. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
I don't think he would think Cole would think that.
You're right.
Like, this is my man. He know I give it up.
But these guys be aware, so he can know that that's what they saying. And now it look like you saying what I see them saying. Yes. I don't have to believe that.
I think that just goes to their personal relationship.
That's all I got.
I think it goes to their.
So I just wanted to give y'all another glimpse into that, man. Like I say, very interesting just to see how certain people navigate through just interactions with other people that can may or may not benefit or shed light on them in a good way. I just find it really interesting when you get down to the intricate details of how people really look at people that they even consider friends and people they know, even from the same lineage, the same line. Like, well, y'all ain't gonna tell them that ain't cool. That's like me saying, yo, I bring a cake in here, my cousin them in here, they can't get none. It's like, nah, bro, we can't do that to each other, bro. That's a weird. I get it. Everybody's competitive. Nobody's more competitive than me. Nobody. Let me be clear with that. Nobody. But I know how to control my emotions, right? So, however I'm feeling internal about, hey, man, I'm going to get to it. He think he hot, man. I'm finna make this happen. That's an internal thing. I can't wear that. You know, some people are struggling with what keeps them ticking. I understand that. But you can't wear that outwardly because it may be received like I'm receiving it. That ain't cool. Let's talk about the Karen Civil and Joyner Lucas situation, right? I wasn't going to speak about it simply because for some reason, I don't know Karen Civil. You know what I'm saying? I want to put that disclaimer out there. I don't know Karen Civil, but I kind of get sister vibes from her. You know, I know of some of her work and some of the things she's done. Just some about. I know Jason Lee likes to say is that she has this ability to pull a wool over people's eyes, and not that she's tried to with me. It's just that her brand, I guess, because I don't know her personally, but I just kind of get sister vibes from her. So when you know, in particular, these kind of things happen, I kind of try to stay away from them. When I kind of view people in a certain way until I get my own interactions with them. Some people I don't care to have interactions with, so I approach it with that level of understanding. Also with Jason Lee, I got a lot of respect for his business acumen and the way that he navigates around this space as well. You know, he's been able to put himself in a situation to become a winner. You know, and win at a game that a lot of us view as fleeting, you know, and win for a long time in the media space. He says he experiences being blackballed and things like that, and I understand all of those things, and that's why I put it on me to say, Loon. That's why I put it on me to say, Loon, you got to talk about this, you know, because Karen Civil, for those of you who don't know, she's like a publicist / marketing specialist, podcaster, brand ambassador. She kind of operates in that space. That space is a very effective space, but it's worse than any. That may be the worst space in the world to operate in regards to high risk. Because you can bump into the right person, rub shoulders with them, and your life change. Or you can bump into the wrong person, go take equity out on your house, give them that money, and then be in the same situation in 18 months and nothing happens. The tricky part about it is sometimes that depends on the fans' reaction to the product, meaning they just don't enjoy what you bring to the market. And then other times it's just simply because no one followed through with any of the things that you were promised, and you don't have the know-how or the validity to question some of the people that's been doing this for such a long time. So they look at you and say, this amount of money gets this done, and you say, well, how in the hell? And you just take it. So operating in that gray area is a very scary space, you know, for an entrepreneur. Like I'm in it right now, right? I got people from all over trying to get me to hire them for certain things. Oh man, you got it. Everything you need, you got it. All you got to do is this, and then I can get that done for you, but it's this much. I keep thinking to myself, no, man. I don't know. And I keep them around just to see, because if I see one flash in the bucket that is real, I'm gonna follow along through with it. But I can't. I done spent a lot of money in this game. I've paid for my experience. I've paid to be able to talk how I talk. Hundreds of thousands of dollars I done put in this entertainment business. A lot of that money was wasted money from a standpoint of effectiveness for the brand that the money was spent on. It was almost like college tuition. You understand me? I spent a lot of money in the entertainment business. Some results I got, others I didn't. But what I did leave there with is an understanding on how to take a test, how to retain information. Like if you in college, you leave there with certain tools on how to even approach problems. You understand? Because they've carved out certain techniques in your brain, and now you live with those things. And so I'm in that same position, but the issue is that it's a very scary place. Because my uncle always tell me, whatever you do, don't let it affect your lifestyle. And I took that game and I ran with it, but I had to edit that game, because at some point it may call for you to affect your lifestyle to make that second push. You know what I'm saying? But it gotta be, you gotta know the game. You gotta know what you in for. And that's the problem. Like when people tell me, yo, I could do this for you, I'll throw a company out to them, letting them know I already really know how to do. I don't know how to do it, but I know about what area to do this in. You understand? Company wise. And they always try to discredit whatever I say. Well, now that company really can't do it. They ain't da-da-da. What they gonna do is da-da-da. It ain't gonna da-da-da, right? And I'm always peeping game, so I just soak it up. Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. But in the back of my mind, again, I'm in Bluetooth mode. I know more than I say, and I say less than I know. You see what I'm saying? And I'm always gonna be that way. But so for those of you who don't know, all of that happened. Karen Civil's history is with Lil Wayne, Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. Nip, Young JayZ, YG, Meek Mill, Cameron. She's worked with all these different people. Apple Beats by Dre, of course Revolt. Just certain, she's worked with everybody. And she's in them big boy companies like Apple and all that, where she can contact certain individuals and things that make certain things happen. So she's a button pusher. So to have her on your phone line is important if you are an inspiring person that may got some real level content that can get a push. And so Joyner Lucas on this particular situation came on the Clubhouse and he called her out, because he says that he was at a position in his career before the Joyner Lucas now that had songs with Eminem and all these other artists. This was just a independent Joyner Lucas, not even 1 million followers, barely moving. But he had an investor. I think his investor was like an NFL star. Really believed in him as far as rapping was concerned. And so when I think he said he said that the investor was $500,000 in on investing on him, just on frivolous little things, feature here, open up here. Again, you paying for the information of this game. Like none of that meant nothing. We spent $200,000 last year, and then none of that even moved the needle. We was right. So you get to learn these things, and therefore you should be able to operate with a lower overhead your next round. But he was $500,000-$600,000 in. The dude said, "Look, man, I'm about ready to check out. Like I don't have millions of dollars just to pour into this, right? So I got a little bit more left in me. We'll figure it out." So for him, Joyner Lucas went and asked someone, reputable guy that he knows, from a certain area, about, man, who can I hire? Who should I get as my publicist? I need somebody to put me in some rooms. She said Karen Silver. So we'll listen to Joyner Lucas explain kind of what happened, and then we'll speak more to it.
He was like, "Yo, Karen's solid. That's a good way to go." I said, "Bet." This is around the time Nipsey did his $100 mixtape shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, Karen's the way to go. At the time, I was fucked up. I had an investor. He done already kicked up so much money, and the only thing that I had left was a little bit of bread that we had left, in which we chose to hire you. And that was a big decision. on our behalf, because that was all that was really left in the budget.
I'm sorry. Who am I talking to
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
Joyner. This is Joyner.
Okay,
This
cool.
is Joyner.
Okay, cool.
That's all that was really left in the budget.
So again, this is Karen and Joyner speaking with each other for the first time in a long time. Joyner now has went off. Let's put everything in its proper perspective. Since that time, you're dealing with a Karen Silver that's not the Karen Silver you know now, the $1 million girl, right? Because I'm sure Joe and them, you know, she has a podcast on Joe Budden's network. I'm sure she's able to get some money out this game, right? So you're dealing with a different person. Back then, she may have been scratching and clawing. And I heard academics make a good point, and that's true. Sometimes you're paying for who I am. Like, yo, bro, you can't pay to get on this Up There podcast, right? So somebody might can call a favor in, and you got to pay them for that favor they use with me. You see what I'm saying? So it's all kind of stuff like that going on. This is entrepreneur land. This ain't the go clock in, your lunch break is 9:15, your lunch is at 12 o'clock, 2:30, you need to be back on clock. You cannot take over 15 minutes of break time. You get an occurrence when you left. It ain't that. This is entrepreneur land. You eat what you kill, you figure it out. So sometimes you paying me for me using the favors I got with the people that owe me favors. How I'm gonna give you a receipt because I leveraged the favor I had that you couldn't take that same 60,000 to them and pay for. You couldn't even get in communication with them. I'm telling y'all, there's walls in this game. There's walls in this game where you can't get to the other side. You right here at the door with everything. You got your backpack, your cameras, everything all good, your numbers together. You can't get to that. Somebody else got to tag you in the game. And not from a position that they better than you, that they smarter than you. They just are on the other side, and there's no information. No one sharing information. It's like a big wall. It's the independent people and not even the independent, because a lot of them are operating with industry team, but they're independent artists. That's a whole nother conversation. But there's an invisible wall there, man, where someone got to get you to the other side and get your press releases and get your Google indexed and get your SEO together, get your ad stuff together, you know, this, that, and third, you know, get all that together and make you a legitimate free agent. You know, so you're dealing with a Karen Civil back in the day now. Let's be clear on that. And a Joyner Lucas back in the day. Joyner Lucas has now went on to sell millions of records. He has songs with Eminem. He's the guy that did the song, and how I was introduced to him was on Facebook. They told their story, spent $1 million on, spent $350,000 on Facebook just to get 1 million followers. Just to have 1 million eyes on you, they spent $350,000. That don't even mean 1 million customers. Just 1 million followers, dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you don't have the information, you gonna break the bank to get it. It can be done, but it's gonna break the bank. Nonetheless, he was the guy that on Facebook a long time ago, there was a video that went viral, and I was like, yo, this is super dope. It was a little white boy sitting in the he was dead in the middle of the street, and somebody was rapping like the story of what happened to him and how he this and that. I was like, yo, that was dope. And that ended up being Joyner Lucas. You see? And so let's hear a little more what they talking about.
That time, that was 2015. You keep saying it was 7 years ago, but that was a big time in my life. My son was about to be just born. My back was against the wall. I had an investor who kicked up hundreds and thousands of dollars, you know, on behalf of me. And at this time, you know, hiring you was like our last ditch effort to really do something. And I really believed in the name Karen Civil. And, you know, just reading the publications and talking to Sky Zoo co-signing like a motherfucker. Yo, that's my girl. Yeah, yo, Karen's the real deal. Yeah, that's my homie. And I kept telling Sky, like, yo, you sure? You sure this is your girl? Like, you sure you trust? He was like, yo, you're not even gonna have a problem. Trust me. I said, all right, bet. So we reached out to you, and you had put together a little memo. We talked about it. You agreed to do it. That included blog placements, for song releases, delivery of digital short creation stories, facilitating interviews with media publications, building fan engagement, articulated social content capture, red carpet event opportunities, iTunes, beat music productions, radio interviews, acquiring booking agents, showing openings, all that shit, right? And
basically brand building. Again, I keep telling y'all, people have to look at your brand as a certain thing. That's why it was important that what Big Bang said to Birdman, like, yo, it means something for you to come stamp this, bro. It means something. And that's why I tell y'all it meant something for Bank to post me and say, yo, bro, you inspire us. You understand? It means something to the game. It means something to me. It's a certain cosign. It's like, yo, that's dope. But we got to do that to each other when we in that brand building process to legitimize these things in the fans' mind. You know, we always fighting a different fight. Like, you got to listen to what I'm telling you and understand that I understand. Because you need to be in communication with some people that's in communication with some people. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how this game works.
At the time, that was everything. It was like, word, finally somebody that's gonna help us, because I ain't know nobody that can help us. I'm from motherfucking Worcester, Massachusetts, and I'm out here in Boston. Ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the first thing to fucking do to get on. So I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, align myself with somebody that's already in the game doing it. This person gonna take me under their wing. You name your price. Your price was $60K, whatever the fuck it was. It was like, bet, let's pay that. Told my investor, let's pay that. This motherfucker said, you sure? You sure you want to pay this woman? I said, Skyzoo say he know her. Let's pay her. Mind you, like I said, my son about to be born. So I said, fuck it, let's go. We paid you. I remember going to the bank. We went with Skyzoo. I walked in to the bank with the nigga. I'm involved in the whole fucking process. I'm watching the whole shit go down. As soon as he sent that bread, I was happy as a motherfucker. I said, word, Karen Civil, nigga, I'm telling everybody back home and shit, nigga, I'm about to have Karen, because all I see is the perception, Nipsey, you know, everything else that you're doing. I'm like, word, finally, somebody about to come up, somebody about to come help me, save me, you know what I'm saying? And finally, I'm about to do something. I don't give a fuck what it is. If she gets me some shows, if she whatever, just take me under your wing, put me on some blogs, do something, because I ain't have shit popping. I had a music video I was working on called Ross Cappuccioni. As soon as that money was paid, you know, we had like a conversation on the phone. Everything was peachy on his phone call. You were like, yeah, we gonna do this, da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, word. I felt real good. As soon as we hung up the phone, we ain't really hear shit from you. That was it. That was really it. And every single time I try to reach out to you, you talking to me like I'm disturbing your fucking day. I'm calling you because I'm trying to get some clarity. I wasn't blowing you the fuck up. I just wanted to know what the plan was, what's going on, what we doing, what's the, you know what I mean? You got to remember, I'm a nigga who just had my investor give it the last signal. Motherfucker told me like, yo, this is it after this, nigga. If this shit don't work, I'm already 500,000, 600,000 deep in your career, nigga. This shit don't work. I don't know what to do. So now I'm sitting here nervous. My son about to be born any fucking day now. And I'm sitting there trying to hit you because I'm looking, you know what I'm saying, for you to be like, yo, we good. I'm about to get you this. I'm about to do that. Now, what I heard you say earlier was radio got paid, such and such. Nowhere in this memo this said anything about radio. We were already paying radio. D and Shadow and them niggas or whoever the fuck is out here in New York doing anything. We already was doing that shit. We didn't pay you for radio. That's not why we got you. That's not why we. So you telling.
So he's responding to Karen Civil basically saying that she never stole any money. All the money was spent to further the career, and Jonah just didn't get the reaction that he wanted to get. And you see some of these things happen. Meek Mill then chimed in, not on Clubhouse, but a tweet, and said, Karen was my homegirl. She just switched up on me for opportunity. So again, all these people are piling on because they want people to know, Cameron, oh, now y'all believe me. You know, people are saying these things, but again, dealing with a different day and time, not that makes it right. I can't justify taking money. We don't deal with taking money on no level from nobody. The police, nobody. Unless it's illegal money, you know. But far as, you know, gone, you dig? So we don't deal with taking money. That's off the table. Robbery is off the table, right? So that's what he's responding to. That's her defense to some of the things that he's saying.
Right now that we paid radio with that. Where? How? I'm looking at the memo right now that you sent me. Nowhere in this motherfucker does it say you was going to put 20, 30,000 in radio. It don't say that. All it says was radio interviews. We didn't even get no fucking radio interviews. There was no show openings. There was no blog placements. And what you talking about, mix shows, we was already getting mix shows. I didn't need you for that shit. That's not why I got you, because I couldn't get a fucking mix show. I didn't get you because I couldn't get a radio interview. I didn't get you because I didn't have a little bit of a little blog traction. That's not why I got you. I felt like you sold me a fucking dream. And then you stopped answering my phone call. Mind you, I got a son on the way. And this is all I got. You feel me? So I'm real fucked up now. And then you, every time you answered the phone, it was like, nigga, what you want type shit. Like, you like, I'm bothering you. And then I noticed you said some shit on your tweet, like, or the shit that Shade Room posted, your little letter and shit, where you was like, oh, you know, artists think they have 24 access to you. Motherfucker, if I just handed you 60K and I had access to you before, I should have access to you now. I can't talk to you? Who the fuck you think you? I can't have a conversation with the person I just handed 60K to her account. I don't know who the fuck you paid or what. You didn't give no breakdown. Hold on, fam. I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna let you speak. But I'm just kidding. I got you.
Wait, just 1 second.
I'm okay. I'm okay with letting somebody else talk.
Hey, hold on. Wait. Hey, Jordan, real quick.
Hey, look. I'll shut the fuck up when somebody else is talking. I won't say
need
shit.
to allow him to finish his point.
If somebody else, when Terrence time to talk, I promise I'll shut the fuck up. I won't say nothing.
Go ahead, bro. You good. Go ahead, bro. You good. You good. Go ahead, bro.
So like, yo, she's saying a lot of shit like, yo, artists think we're supposed to have 24-hour access. This is where you fucked up, in my opinion. When you sent this voice memo, this deal memo, you never broke down what exactly you were doing with the bread. It was like it was all going to you. And whatever you decide to do with it is what you decide to do with it. And we put a lot of trust behind that. I didn't even question what you did with the money. Whatever you choose to do or whoever you choose to pay was a trust situation that I felt like you knew what the fuck you were doing. If I thought you was about to go pay for some mix shows and radio, I would have never did that shit. That's not what I needed. I didn't want that shit. I needed you to come through, put your fucking arm around me, the same way I seen you put your arm around Nip, and I had those conversations with you on the phone. Well, I say, yo, the same shit, when you put your arm around Nip and all these different things you doing, I look up to that shit. That's what I need from you. That's what I want. That's what I'm paying for. And everything was cool. We on the same page. And now all of a sudden it's woo, woo, woo. I can't do this. I don't know what niggas expect from me, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, what are you talking about, bro? And then you didn't answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? Every time I hit you, wasn't answering the phone. And now you want I try to have a conversation with you. Where the fuck was my...
Can I answer that first before
we're gonna speed up a little bit, you guys.
So that's how I feel. You heard? That's how I feel. I'm not trying to be hype. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I got a lot of emotion stem from back then that's coming up. You feel me? And I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm just
Karen, let me ask you a question, Joyner. How would you want Karen to correct the situation with you and her? How would you want it done? No, I want to. Can I answer that first before he answers this? Yes. Can I answer? Can I? Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Who is that?
This is
Keita. Keita. Okay, cool. Let me answer this first, Joyner. I'm talking to you in neutral tones. So I get what you're saying, the disrespect of everybody else. Let's not do that to one another.
Nah, I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just saying my voice is not to be disrespectful to like I'm yelling at you. I just have a lot of passion on what I'm saying. And I don't want you to take it like that. It's not to that. I just, you feel me? So
I got that. So I'm gonna say this to answer your questions and to answer what you just said. I had conversations with. Does Sean still work with you?
Yeah, he's still day one.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Sean and I had plenty of conversations. I've sent Sean emails. I literally still have these emails pulled up from May 22nd, 2015. I had to literally go back and look for it. For the people that I brought upon on your team, the same way you said, Karen, I didn't know you was doing all of this, whoop-de-whoop. It's a conversation I had with Sean. I know you need certain things. The area you were from, you told me I got radio and I got city on lock here. Cool. So when it comes to interviews, when it comes to certain things, I paid a radio person for that to help with that, a PR person. So, and then
can you show me that?
Wait.
Yes, can you show me that? Please.
Yeah.
Show me that. Okay. That's all I want to see is just show me it broken down. Just that's it.
Okay. No, that's fine. But let me finish.
Go ahead.
So then when I guess you made a comment yesterday, someone sent it to me today. Even let's go back. So when you got upset and you made your comments on social, I'm like, where is this coming from? I called Sean, and that's where you got them texts. You put half the texts from. I called Sean. I said, Sean, what is happening here? I know the last conversation you did say to me, you said, Karen, I have to fucking get on. I got a baby coming. I got my woman. This shit need to go. I said, yes, I understand. I got you. I understand. But at the same time, this is not something that happens overnight.
I know
then
that.
You went on, wait. Come on, I'll let you go.
Okay.
So then you went on Twitter the first time. You were upset. She took this and da-da-da. I called Sean. I have the call recorded. I said, Sean, what's up with this? He said, nah, he's upset. He's enraged, Karen. He just had his baby. He gonna take it down. He's just upset. Like, he just really, like, you guys gotta talk. You guys, I said, nah, at this point, I don't like this. And this is coming from a point of, like, I said, why is it okay that folks can be disrespectful online and we have to have these quiet conversations? I said, I want to get back on the phone with him, but why are we getting back on the phone after this? I said, this is messy as fuck. For no reason. He said, nah, I'm gonna tell him to apologize. I said, tell him say this. If he wants something to say to clean it up, here you go. We get back on the phone. And that's the little portion of the conversation you're showing. So even I'm thinking at this point, I'm like, you never posted it. I said, cool. If he wants to leave it like that, I'm gonna leave it like that. I've seen you after that. I've seen you after
Never
that.
seen you. I just want to say I never seen you. And if you think I seen you, I didn't know it was you. I'm just saying that. Because if I knew it was you, I absolutely would have approached you. I'm that type of nigga. I definitely would have walked up to you. I'm not the nigga that's not gonna. I'm gonna let you finish though. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk.
Let's simmer down on the approach.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk.
Let's simmer down on that.
Because you keep with this narrative of you see me, but you ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not that nigga. Absolutely would have said something.
Bro,
I'm just saying. So kill that narrative. Kill that narrative.
Let her talk. Jonah. Okay, one mic. Hold up, Karen. Go ahead, Jonah. Let her talk.
I'm not talking tough to you. Don't talk tough to me. We're two individuals having a conversation.
Go ahead, speak.
You're not gonna back down to the girl.
Speak.
Go ahead, Karen. Speak, Karen.
Speak.
Seeing you not from a sense of, oh, we got beef. Oh, communication. I've said this from the prior before this. It would have been communication. And it wasn't that. I saw you write your thing. I said, damn, this nigga is still upset by this. So I hit Charlamagne. I said, I want to get this man on the phone. Because the last time we had some shit, the shit was on Twitter. We never communicated. I want to get this communication, and I want us to come to a common ground, because I don't want this nigga to feel like this. Because I do remember that conversation with us. And you said, my baby's about to be born. This shit ain't right. XYZ. I said, I do want to speak to him. Charlamagne told me what you felt. I said, forget it then. He still has an attitude and he's upset and he wants to do social. And you did social. That's what it was. So how exactly was I supposed to reach out? What else was I supposed to say when every time it's supposed to be a conversation is nah, it's this, it's all this aggression. Where is there supposed to find common ground? That you're not fine with the way something happened. I literally kept everything from sitting here when you even talked about, excuse me, I'm going to this email too. Even when you talked about, like, I'm gonna try to get you an agent. I have the email I sent to them. I was so fucking proactive with doing your business. I was proactive when it came to you. There's some that are hits and misses. It takes longer than other times. And that's what, you know what? I'll take that. If that's what you wanted, I'll take that. This shit took longer, but that's what this business is. But I didn't run away with your 50, 60K like this is sitting here being insinuated. Everybody had to get paid to be a part of this. I'm never going to sit here and just be like, let me take it and fuck him. Knowing that you could actually fucking rap. Knowing you could rap. Knowing I know you're going to go places. So it's like, oh, I'm never going to see him again. I'm going to be here for the long run. I know you're going to be here for the long run. So what do I get out of that? And yes, I'm not going to take back, like, yo, Charlamagne, I saw his comment. I wasn't mad at your comment. Like, he's allowed to feel the way he did. This just the same way I said about Jason. You're upset. Expiration date. So that's why I said, let me get this man on the phone, because I'd rather him tell me, get it all out. You could have been on the phone. Nah, Karen, I'm fucking upset. My baby, whoop-de-whoop, what the fuck, XYZ, this is what, blah, blah, blah. I still have all this to this day of all the stuff that I literally tried to fucking do. And it's like I stopped as soon as the tweets went up, and I'm like, and I spoke to Sean, and I recorded that conversation, and I'm like, Sean was like, nah, he's upset, he's about to apologize. I'm like, Sean, man, why are we even doing this? This just looks whack. This is just whack that is going like this. He yells, we get into argument, we work together. I don't want to be public. I said, I don't do Tina and Ike. I'll never forget that. I said, I don't do that public display of bullshit. Let's argue internally. Let's, like, if you want to have an issue with me, yo, argue with me personally. But then now it's on the internet. Everybody see this. How are we supposed to move forward from this? That literally was our last conversation. Till I saw what you said yesterday, early this morning, because it was like 2 a.m. So I hit Charlotte like, let me speak to this man, because at this
I gotta be fair and give her opportunity. That's the only reason I'm playing this full audio. I don't want to be biased on either side. I don't want to do telephone through A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever else, because things get misconstrued.
But then you told him something, and I'm like, at this point, Charlamagne, fuck it. I didn't even take home much from this shit, and I'm still dealing with this. Yeah, not to make it seem like it's...
we'll move on from that particular situation. You get the gist of it. Basically, some money was exchanged. She's saying I paid everybody to try to help and be involved, and they were involved from a minimal standpoint in regards to the results that came from it, right? So she's saying she paid everybody. And in that particular situation with Joyner Lucas, you would have no way of knowing the amount she sent, you know, who she sent certain things to, especially when we go to talking about radio and things like that. Then you ruin relationships the further and further you go down that road and speaking about certain people, doing certain things that may be on the other side of legal, right? So you got to be careful with that. Now this other situation is one that got a little bit more intricate and interesting in regards to just what happened. So we have Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked also joined this clubhouse room where Karen Civil was under fire for allegedly taking money from people and something with Jesse Wu losing in court one part of a lawsuit from my understanding. But Jason Lee then enters. And see, Jason Lee plays the game that they play. So Jason Lee is in a situation he's recorded conversations and he's working in media space, you know, like they is. Most of these media companies that's successful have women at the heads of them. And Jason is kind of able to run his company in that same vein. But let's listen to when Jason then joined the room. Things took a turn because he has receipts and proof. And Karen didn't dispute it the same way with Joyner Lucas. She kind of accepted this. And I would say that was a mistake as well. Just from a legal brand perspective. And of course, she's the person everybody called to get their brand out of trouble. So interesting to see her make some of these decisions. But let's listen when Jason entered the room.
Money and having celebrities pay her to try to put good blog placements out in order to build their clout. She's done that, and she showed me how she leverages brands. She'll take a picture with Hennessy, make it look like an ad, to then run over to Ciroc and get it back. Now, I'm not mad at her hustle, but what I'm mad at is that the industry, the Breakfast Club, all these people have given her a platform, used their platform, let her finesse them in order to give her culture clout so she can go and rob the culture blind. I posted on my Instagram the other day when Jesse Wu put it out that she had won that case against her. I just pointed out Joyner Lucas, but I also said that Nipsey's family don't even fuck with her no more. And she told me out her mouth that when he died, they took her out of the whole marathon program that she was allegedly helping to build. Karen Civil has been a scammer from day one. I have called it out, and you know what they say? Oh, that gay, messy nigga ain't nothing but being messy. And they try to control the narrative because she's so manipulative. But here's what I'm doing now. I'm calling out all of the other platforms, Shade Room, Baller Alert, Jasmine Brand, everybody who benefits from that relationship to do your motherfucking job, because everybody in the culture is watching and we cannot pick and choose who we police. We have an obligation to our viewers to be non-biased. And just because she brings you a bag don't mean you ain't got a job to do. But I love that this room is happening. I'm about to get a haircut and listen. And my team is in here as well, paying attention, and we're here to support and open up this dialogue.
You know what, Jason? I've been trying to tell these niggas a long time ago what the fuck been going on with her. And I've been I tried to tell niggas when this whole Nipsey shit
That's
went
Big
down.
U people.
And I was telling them from really being a person that was
Shout out
there,
Big U
being
too.
Big U
Reposted your boy. Shout out
years,
Big U.
that the shit y'all being sold is fucking cap. And if y'all notice, this family don't even fuck with her. They don't mention her. They don't talk about her. So now y'all gotta ask yourself why. She took the death of Nipsey, stood on top of that shit, and then scammed all you motherfuckers blind from it. That's what the fuck she done done. Y'all is gonna get robbed. You keep fucking with her.
That's crazy. Hey, Keita, check your Instagram break quick. My fault, y'all.
No, you good.
Again, bro, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick reset. I mean, it's a lot of people that just came in the room that probably don't know what's going on. Again, I want to welcome y'all to the Crenshaw District. This is a conversation. Karen Civil. Let's go.
Publicist. She's not a publicist.
Let me tell you what Karen Civil.
All right, here we
Background say that's not what her bio say, bro. But all I'm gonna say, I'm gonna digress on that. That's not what her bio say.
Let me tell you what Karen Civil. Let me tell you what Karen Civil is. Karen Civil is a cultural finesser. She knows how to build relationships. She has the Harlem hustle. She knows how to she knows how to build the smoke, sell the smoke, light the fire and tell you somebody else did it. She baits and switches, and she knows how. She's a master at it. She's almost. It's like Madoff. You know what I mean? She really knows how to build it, sell it, and then it's an empty shell. And I think the problem what people don't realize is that she's not a publicist, she's not a blogger, but she created a platform to tell celebrities, I can get all these blogs who I throw dinners for and lunches for and bring money to write good about you if you pay me a bag. And then if you pay me a bag, I'm going to go get it. And then she knows how to go to the brands and say, hey, I have Nipsey Hussle. I have Mac Main. I have this person. I have Mac Miller. I have J. Cole. I have Hillary Clinton. She is a master finesser. But guess what? So was Ted Bundy. So was the motherfuckers that blew up the World Trade Center.
Facts, Jason.
And one last thing. I only met Nipsey Hussle 2 times in my whole life. First time she introduced me to him. The second time was at the Rock Nation brunch with him and Lauren. I had an immense amount of respect for Nipsey, still do. I have an immense amount of respect for how he represented the city of Los Angeles and how his legacy continued to move on. I did go to the memorial. It was the most beautiful, inspiring, motivational, and sad thing I've ever been a part of. And it really moved me to the extent that when I look at his legacy, we have a responsibility at Hollywood Unlocked to not only protect it, but to continue to elevate it. I was disgusted that she was allowed to, stand there and make it look like it was something that she orchestrated. Nipsey Hussle brought all those people in that building. Nipsey Hussle brought Barack Obama's statement. Nipsey Hussle brought Beyonce.
Create so I can get in the room because apparently either me or somebody on the stage have each other blocked and I couldn't come in for my account. And I'm driving and I'm not going to get myself worked up because I want to make sure that the tone of the conversation don't distract you from the message, because sometimes the tone can make you get distracted from what is actually being said. I'm not here to defend Jessie Wu because all I do is report what people are saying. She said what she said. We posted that. We posted Karen's response. I'm not here to talk about what Joyner Lucas is saying about you taking his money. I'm not here to talk about Meek Mill or what Cameron said or what James R said. Karen, you sent me multiple cease and desist letters for posting stories about people saying that you took their money. You and I used to be friends. You and I used to be neighbors. Before Hollywood Unlocked, I owned a credit repair company and I fixed your credit. That's how close you were. Close enough for you to give me all. Hold on, let me finish. Let Jason finish.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
No, he said he's gonna leave and come back. When it comes to Jason, I'ma own my bullshit with Jason because me and Jason had a lot of back.
Can you hear me?
So he's one who's absolutely right. He's absolutely right in a certain sense, not with all of it. Yes, we were neighbors. You didn't fully help me with my credit. Sean Scales is actually helping me with my credit now and has been for the last few years. So you posted something. Me and Jason would have our back and forth because who he was who he was with, who I was with. Yes, and this gentleman here, can you guys hear me?
I think she's speaking about,
cool. And
in that situation, I think she's speaking about Joe Budden and Charlemagne.
The person he's referring to was not Punch at TDE. That was somebody totally different. yeah, this kid is a hacker. And to a point of, yeah, Jason, you playing this game? Yeah, I hit this nigga. Nobody promised him $20,000. Nobody promised him a rap career or nothing like that. He decided to double back and tell you some stuff. You called me. Jason called me about it. I admitted it to Jason. See, that's what he's not including in here. I admitted it to Jason. Jason and I apologized to Jason. Gave Jason an interview.
I gotta find this interview. I'm sorry, you guys. We'll be right back. I'm gonna find this without whoever this girl is in the background with the oh my, wow, all that. That's trash. I don't like all that. So give me a second. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So what I would like to do now is pick up where we left off in that Karen Civil conversation. I think I got a better piece of audio. And the only reason I'm doing this and allowing all of this to play because I want to be fair to both sides in regards to what both sides presented to the media when this took place. I know how a lot of podcasters get caught up in the moment, and I know that I'm dealing with a catalog. So I'm not sure when you may catch this episode, so it's important for me to frame it so that, because I am in discovery mode with my brand, so it's important for me to frame it in a way where if you catch it in 6 months, you kind of still can understand what I was talking about or what could have been taking place and take some game from it. So let's get back into what Karen was saying. We left off where Jason confronted Karen, basically let him know that she, that she knew that he knew that he had her hacked from a hacker, paid him $20K allegedly. All this is the situation. Let's listen to a little more.
I said I can't be fired from Wildin' Out because I'm on the show. I've been on there 5 seasons. I got a contract with MTV, so that wouldn't work there. The thing what you did was you used your relationships and you used your money and you used your
oh Lord.
Your phone is breaking up again. Your phone is breaking up. But I can answer Jason right away.
Hold on, no, I'm not done. I'm gonna fully tell.
You're in the Matrix, Jason. It's because whoever's unmuted on
Jason,
the stage.
get you where you got the ring. There you go. I'm out. On Instagram.
Can't hear you, babes.
He can't hear you either.
Okay, he said he's gonna go to Instagram. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Karen.
He said in my statement back, like I didn't see eye to eye, but the most recent stuff is confusing to me because I thought we apologized to one another.
Nothing. All he knows is he poor and he want to get out the hood, and you promised you was gonna help him if he took.
He's referring to was not punching.
He can't hear you either.
Okay. He said he's gonna go to Instagram. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Karen.
He said he's gonna leave and come back.
When it comes to Jason, I'ma own my bullshit with Jason because me and Jason had a lot of back.
Can you hear me?
So he's one who's absolutely right. He's absolutely right in a certain sense, not with all of it. Yes, we were neighbors. You didn't fully help me with my credit. Sean Scales is actually helping me with my credit now and has been for the last few years. So you posted something. Me and Jason would have our back and forth because he know who he was who he was with, who I was with. Yes, and this gentleman here, can you guys hear me? All right, cool. And the person he's referring to was not Puncher TDE. That was somebody totally different. Yeah, this kid is a hacker. And to a point of, yeah, Jason, you playing this game? Yeah, I hit this nigga. Nobody promised him $20,000. Nobody promised him a rap career or nothing like that. He decided to double back and tell you some stuff. You called me. Jason called me about it. I admitted it to Jason. See, that's what he's not including in here. I admitted it to Jason. Jason and I apologized to Jason. Gave Jason the person's info at Instagram. Got him verified. Thought it was copacetic because afterwards Jason hit me about Nip's funeral and I thought we were cool. But yeah, he's absolutely right. Me and him did have a back and forth and it was a lot of shit. So when he goes on his rant and his tangent and he's upset, he got a right to be upset. Me and him would go back and forth in war because that's one person I'll agree on. Me and him didn't see eye to eye, but the most recent stuff is confusing to me because I thought we apologized
She just
to one
admitted
another.
it. I think
but at the
that's
same
a
time,
mistake.
His hurt doesn't have an expiration date, so I can't be mad at him for that.
And
so I'll own that. But there are a few things he mentioned. There was no clarity. That wasn't Puncher TDE. Nobody told this little kid $20,000 because this kid is still in my inbox now trying to ask me for music, play his music and everything else. No one gave this kid any false hope. But yeah, Jason is right on that. I told Jason to take something down. It had nothing to do, at this time, it wasn't with Walter. I had him to take something down that was personal with a client. He did it, and I did what I had to do. And I apologized. It got back to Jason. Jason called me upset, flipping, like, why the fuck would you do this? This is how I eat. I can own my bullshit for that.
He said he lost 6 figures a month.
I apologized to him. We spoke on the phone. He probably did record it. And you can hear my apology on here. And I gave it to him. Then Nip's funeral happened. I gave him tickets to that. I thought we spoke to each other in Hollywood at an event. I thought it was cool. Then the most recent videos, I know he don't get along with other bloggers. And I'm assuming, for my take, I thought he thought I teamed up with them. Nah, how Jason felt before, that was his feelings. But I apologized to him. But again, like I said, certain times hurt ain't got an expiration date. So he's allowed to feel how he want to feel. But my conscience is clear from it because I apologized to him on the phone. So who was next?
I think people I know Joyner Lucas is in here. You gonna touch on that? Because it is said that you took $60,000 from that man.
No, hold on, Karen, Casey, hold on. So, Casey, hold on, Karen, I know people, whatever they feel, but I don't want this also to be a tackle where everyone just comes.
So they was, I just wanted to play that for the context of that's the part that they're speaking about when they said she did admit to having that page taken down. When I listen back to it, it still kind of feels like a generalization. I did what I had to do. I reached out to this guy. So it's still kind of broad. I'm not sure if it was if that could be taken as an admission, with so many different ways of how you can get a page taken down just by like what Jason Lee said, violating terms and conditions and those kind of things. Having someone look into the page, is different than doing something illegal, to the page. Or I don't know if it's illegal. I'm not sure. It's violating the terms and conditions to have it took down by a hacker, I would think. So Jason Lee went ahead and after that he said a few other things. Of course, you keep hearing him mention the Breakfast Club because it works a way in this game, as I continue to explain to my audience, is that in this game you have to have culture clout, you have to have culture equity. They have to stand by. Someone has to stand by your name or stand by your product, or you can build it yourself, but your product has to have a certain level of credibility in the marketplace. A lot of times we find ourselves, those of us that's trying to get in the game, in that space where we all doing the same thing, but we're not being paid to do it. We find ourselves in a situation where you try to figure out, it's a dance of trying to figure out. That's why it's so much money being handed from guys on this side of the wall to that side of the wall in hopes of just getting on the other side of that wall. I do think that a lot of artists and people have unrealistic expectations in regards to when they hire someone that's just trying to help them with brand building. That's why I think with Instagram and social media, so many people are able to feed their families. And it's because it's clear about the results you're going to get, right? I'm not promising you anything. It's going to be $5,000 to post on this page. You can see how many people are engaged on this page. I can't do anything to influence this. I'm just gonna post what you send me. They got it easy because it's clear. 500 for a 24-hour post, story. 5,000 for a front page post for 2 weeks. This, that, and the third campaign for this month, right? So they got it. They got it easy. It's clear cut. But sometimes in the industry, when someone tells you they're gonna get you blog placements and they're gonna get you radio interviews and things like that, a lot of that is contingent on your content too, right? Because when they get you that first one and no one reacts, they can get you another one, but you have to continue. You got to keep paying. What you hope happens is you pay for that first 2, 4, 5 rounds of it, and then people gain an interest in you to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna see. I like when they post about this dude. They just engage with it. You see what I'm saying? And what happens sometimes is you spend that money, nobody engages, and they try to keep forcing it. You know, and they call that trying to just build your brand. You know, so if someone takes your social media down, in which you are doing that, 5,000 a day, or not a day, a post, you know, or 1,500 a post, 500 a post, but you get 20 of these a day in your inbox type thing. That's a lot of revenue. I'm not sure why Karen thought that dude would tuck that. You understand? I probably would always feel like after I done that and you found out about that, I would always probably feel like it's like when a dude cheat on his girl sometime. She might as well end it sometimes when she find that out, depending on that dude, because now, even though he was in the wrong, he in his mind, there's a situation that can occur at any time, and you can point in that direction of my failure to justify yours in that time. You know, and so people tend to run from that. But in that brand building process, man, it's just a funny thing that happens, and you try your best to build the brand in a way where, like me with my brand right now, I'm lucky because people are looking at my brand and just being like, this is a brand that's like real. You get game from. They ain't even saw the part of, you know, I come from East Cashville, East Side. So they ain't even saw the part where we just get into the, you know, just the wittiness with the funny and just being, you know, they ain't even saw that. They just seeing this little bit of it, right? So it's a lot going on in regards to these things, man. But still, you can be doing everything on the other side of the wall and never make a dime. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. I see some people now been doing it forever, ain't made a dime. Let's listen to a little bit more again. She shouldn't have acknowledged it, but I think she did speak in generalizations that doesn't necessarily pinpoint anything as an admission, as far as admission is concerned.
Coming out with
shit, it ain't no attack.
I know.
He hires you. You do not I have to realize, I have to remember, and I need to push back, which I'm taking home 11, 12 somewhere. I'm not running around here trying to.
I'm like, damn, Karen's the way to go. At the time, I was fucked up. I had an investor. He done already.
So shortly after this, Jason Lee went on Breakfast Club, and he said some things about Joe Budden. He said Joe Budden been mentioning him. This will be the last part of this little segment. We'll spin out of this, get into one or two more things, and then we'll go. Give me just a second. We'll pull it up.
We went back and forth on that.
That's kind of gangster, you got to admit.
I respect it.
I would admit it, though. You got to admit that's kind of gangster, Jason. I ain't gonna lie.
I've done a lot of things in my life.
That's what I'm saying.
I would admit that. I've done a lot of things in my life. Now, I always know who I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with people. If you know you're dealing with somebody who ain't afraid to say anything, don't have no industry politics holding him back, owns his own brand, can say whatever the fuck he wants, and you know now you got caught, I would have lied to the end of the day. But the problem is, she knew I had the receipts because I told her. Mm-hmm. So she owned it. And, you know, if she was, if she wanted to be, you know, because, you know, now she's online talking real spicy how she's a hood bitch and all this and that, and that's great because they going to love her in prison. Mm-hmm. I think that when she said it, I was sitting there looking like, okay, cool. So I said to her, cool, I appreciate you being honest, but just know this. I don't know when and where, but I'm going to fucking get you. I'm going to get you. I don't know how.
When was this? When did you find out that it was her? How long ago was this?
This was in 2018.
18.
Oh, damn, so y'all been sitting on this.
So I said, I'm going to get you. I ain't said it. I came up here, I wanted to say it so bad because I wanted her to never be able to come and sit in this seat again. This is a privilege. On my things I want to accomplish when I started Hollywood Unlocked, Wendy Show, Breakfast Club, they were all on my list. And so I started checking them off, and I did it all based on hard work. I knew you for a long time. I never asked, can I come? Can I come? I didn't do all that. I didn't send gifts. I didn't send money. I earned my spot here. And I feel like when you come to this show, it's because you earned your spot. You don't just let everybody come up here. For her, when she would come up here, I would be so frustrated I told Karen in 2018, I don't know when and how, but I'm going to get you.
That was a cut.
Fast forward, I get off of Wild 'N Out. I come back to LA and I'm out. I go to Penthouse. I walk in. Arnold Turner's there taking photos, and I walk directly into Karen Civil. And she says, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? And mind you, I haven't seen her since our conversation. And I said to her, I don't have nothing to say to you. Arnold says, can I get a picture with you too? I said, fuck no, I'm not taking a picture with her. I'm never going to be in another picture with this woman. She sits down and she begs me to forgive her. Please, Jason, please, just like, let's get past this. You know, I own my shit. You know, we this and this. You're in the culture. I'm in the culture. And it hit me. Okay, she actually thinks I will forgive her. So I said, you know what? Give me some time to think about it. I appreciate you being humble and really asking me. Let me think about it because we do have a relationship. But in my mind, I was saying, oh, no. Went home, I prayed on it, and then I hit her. I said, you know what, Karen? You're right. We worked really hard to be a part of this culture, and it needs us. You have the brands on lock. Let's work together. You're right. And I disarmed her, and from that point on, she would call me, hey, I need Tiffany Haddish to give us a quote for Nipsey's funeral, his memorial book. Not a problem. Let me call Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany, they would like a quote for you for Nipsey Hussle's memorial. Tiffany, as you know, is a good friend of ours, beautiful person. Richmond represents her country, loves Nip. I love Nipsey Hussle and what he represents for the culture.
Just giving context to the situation, and we'll move on in a second.
So I would do anything for Nipsey. This was not for her, so I did it. And then in doing it, I said, Tiffany would like to come to the memorial. Can we get a couple tickets? Tiffany then couldn't come. I ended up going there. Left all of that. So she thought we were friends this whole time.
So hold on. What did God tell you when you prayed, Jason?
God remembered to tell me that although vengeance is his, sometimes on earth you gotta set up situations for people to get their own karma. This is what happened. I didn't go and burn down the internet with the Karens and this because if I would have said it, nobody would have believed me. Nobody would have believed me. They'd have been like, no way, Karen Civil with Hillary Clinton.
They would have called you a hater.
They would have called me a hater. They would have said he's hating black women. They say everything about me. I was fat. They said, and
I'm sure Hillary has hacked the email or two. Or site.
I mean, Karen probably did that too, allegedly. Here's the deal. When I was fat, they said he gonna die of a heart attack. I lost all the weight. They said he had HIV. I said, they asked me what my preference in dating was. I said, a light-skinned Dominican. They say he's a colorist. I said that a trans woman shouldn't have any opinion over the body of a female when it comes to pregnancy. I'm transphobic. If I say I date younger, I'm a pedophile. When I tell a nigga I won't fuck him to put him on Love and Hip Hop, he said I was too aggressive and alludes to wanting to rape him. They've said everything about me. They've said everything about me. And I never defended myself because I learned a long time ago that the savage always wins. So just be that savage because this is what the people wanted. So I kept giving the people what they wanted and I took every hit. And I said I was just going to let them say whatever they want about me until this year. And with Karen, this past weekend, when people wanted me to get online and drag her, I said, you know what? This is vindication in many ways and also validation. Wack was texting me as I'm driving down the street in Miami. Get on Clubhouse, it's going down. So I get on Clubhouse and she's having this whole conversation. And what I think the people are missing is, they have selective cancellation. Karen Civil was in a Clubhouse chat. Then she's confronted Jesse Wu and did this whole, text messages about Nikki, this and that.
It's just a lot going on with the situation. I'm ready to move on. So again, if you want to really dig in it a little more, you can go do that on your own. It's Up There Podcast. We got to talk about a lot of different things, man, because we got a lot of different people tapped in trying to get some game on different subjects. And we want to bring that to the culture, bring that to the people, right? So that's important we do. I also want to talk about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is in a situation where he's now at risk to lose $15 million if he don't take the vaccine. He's a player in which they have him because he plays in San Francisco and California has, I think they've pushed some sort of legislation in place to where there's some sort of penalty for not getting the vaccine at this point. From a proactive standpoint, I guess they call that. They're trying to approach it. And I guess hunker down on people who coming out there, living out there, what you can do if you out there without that vaccine. So Again, if he doesn't get it, he doesn't get to play, which in turn means he loses $15 million this year. It's a sticky situation to be in. For $15 million, do you take the vaccine? Is the question. Most people say yeah. I say yeah. I think for $15 million, I might take it. I ain't sure though, but I may take it for 15. But I don't think not taking it is a reflection on me being like hard to work with and things like that. Because again, I think the vaccine is a very unique situation. A lot of people has hesitation dealing with it simply because it's not enough time in between it. Right now, I think as far as they did the best they could do. In regards to the common black person, the common white guy, the common Asian, right? They took that in consideration. But again, human beings get very intricate, and there's so many variables that you miss and don't think about. Oh, I didn't think about that. And people pay for those. Oh, I didn't think about that, right? So yeah, I mean, and then also another point I want to make just about the vaccine is I think that if everyone knew their real medical position, then we wouldn't have a real issue. The problem when you're dealing with black people and African Americans, especially ones in the ghetto, in the hood, in poverty, a lot of those people in those areas walk around on a daily not knowing their real medical position, simply because financially they don't have the ability to even explore the medical attention needed to even know where you really stand in regards to your medical position. I mean, these people don't know until something happens. A lot of people fall out and find out they had diabetes. A lot of people pass out one day eating or doing something and find out they got seizures. It ain't because they constantly at the doctor. A lot of these things in our community are reactionary. And how that ties into the point is that, again, if you don't know your real medical position, then you don't know whether or not the vaccine has been tested for your type of individual, right? We know, again, the common person, great, y'all got that. But what about the black guy that's a little overweight, that smoke but then stop and has lupus and just certain those scenarios that's happening inside of people? And again, it's happening without people knowing. I know people that know they sick and ain't been to the doctor. You see what I'm saying? So it just be a lot going on, man. And I think that it's unreasonable to think that when we are hesitant to take the vaccine, that it stands for we're hesitant to be an American or be a part of America. Because don't get it twisted, it is the best country now. Opportunity and everything lives here in a way that's just different. You know what I'm saying? It lives in other places too, but this country here is a powerful country. And so it's not a reflection of us not being aware that we, in a privileged country, you understand, or that we are being rebellious for no reason. It's a situation where people are afraid. And when we're afraid and you buckle down even more, it say, whoa. Again, people don't know their real medical position. So I don't know how this is going to react to me. They got one of them that said, well, if you had blood clots, then this will happen to you. Well, I don't know if I had blood clots. I ain't been to the doctor. Not me, because I go to the doctor. But I'm saying a lot of people in my community, they don't know these things. And then y'all have y'all don't streamline information. Y'all think everybody's coming to y'all to get it, and that's just not how it's working no more. That's why you have narratives that get as big as they get. You understand? It's because it don't have to start on that platform in that area no more. Now we control what happens with it and what, how people view it. You understand me? And then, like I said, it's just a standpoint where we're afraid, and you got to respect that, in my opinion. I do think, though, that like medicine does with time, they'll get it right. You know what I'm saying? To where it's more of a broader thing, and there's certain things that come back and they'll say, oh, we didn't consider that. We didn't think of that. How we missed that? But it'll do more good than it does bad. But again, in our community, a lot of us don't know our medical position. Oh, this is my last topic and I'm out. Let's talk about DJ Academics podcast. For those of you who don't know, for those of you that may be unaware, DJ Academics podcast has now launched on Spotify. He's now had, outside of the Tekashi and Wack episode and the Shotty one, we don't count those. Those are like pilots. He's had 3 episodes. He's had him by himself, I think. Or I think it was Rich the Kid, his homeboy, and him by himself. Yeah. I think that whatever it was, it's 3 episodes in. And I think he's in a this is the thing about this media, man. He's in a hell of a spot because he got to make sure that he bring rappers up there right now that mess with him to set the standard. You heard me about 6 weeks ago say that, oh, I see what he doing. He leveraging, which is great. That's what you're supposed to do. But he's leveraging the Instagram to get people to come with the podcast. I said that in reaction to the Chief Keef thing. When Chief Keef kind of gave him, left him on red or something, and then he kind of went off on it. So I said that he got to be careful, because what he can do is he can make the rap dude snap in and say, oh, we see what Act doing. All right, let's go up there. But we ain't giving him nothing. We barely talking. We gonna son him a little bit. We ain't doing nothing. And that's a problem. And Ack is quick. And one thing about Academics audience and them people, and shout out to Grand Wizard or whatever his name is. Academics homeboy, Grand Chat Wizard or whatever his name is. I've been watching him. He really the one. He really can run several platforms by himself. If anybody knows somebody like him, I would like to hire them. Grand Wizard, if you got somebody that you know that kind of is the same as you, send them my way. I want to hire them. And I mean this, DM me. But he's a guy that puts a lot of content together for Act and has his Instagram page really is like, I'm like, yo, this can be a hip hop Instagram page. Like, this is dope. He has a lot of time. He references movies in it, like memes, like it's dope. He do his thing. Nonetheless, Ack was leveraging his Instagram to get people on the podcast. But again, I said what people gonna end up start doing is coming up there and not giving him nothing. And again, Ack is in a great position. Oh, this is the point I was making. He listens to his fan base. He's interactive with them people, and they gonna keep it real with him. Yo, Rich the Kid son you. Yo, Rich the Kid treating you bad. Yo, Rich the Kid acting like he ain't want to be there. Yo, Rich. So he's able to hit his people. Tell him some people are too up there. They don't even get to. So that part of Academics, I gotta make sure that even if it's not me, I keep somebody that's in tune with that. Because them people are telling you what they're viewing, what it look like. I ain't talking about the trolls. You know the same names been in there since 4-5 years ago. These same little names popping up. Your people know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So you get to start, and then they start saying, yo, he kind of treated you bad, bro. You know, such and such. Or he said this, that wasn't cool. He said, and then, he's sunning you, bro. He's sunning you. They putting your boots on. So Ack came out and said, yo, his first episode audio messed up, and they fixed it. Shout out Spotify fixing that. That wasn't cool, though. They wanted to make sure that when that came out, that was fixed. I'm sure Ack had a conversation with somebody behind the scene because, again, his brand, and Spotify, they don't want their brand to do that either. So I'm sure they fixed it, as I said. I don't even know how they fixed it. when it came out, I DM'd him like, yo, audio bad, bro. You need to. And then he posted, yo, Spotify knows about the audio. They're fixing it. And in my mind, I'm like, fixing it? You're going to have to scrap this episode, bro. There's no fixing that. And they fixed it. It took the whole little vibration noise out of it. I said, yo, I don't know how they done that, but it worked. But nonetheless, he's in a very unique situation, Academics. And also, Academics better hope that the podcast doesn't devalue the Instagram, which I think it'll be hard to do, but it is a possibility. It's a possibility, you know. So he got to be careful with that. His latest episode, he had a couple of his Twitch, YouTube buddies up there, and it was more like almost like a chat room. So, you know, maybe there's a market for that. We'll see. I always told y'all the interview thing is tricky, because who you talking to got to respect your mind. They got to respect your game to even want to hear what you might be saying. You done had to have said something at some point to make them say, oh, that was okay. Or they ain't respecting your game. So they sitting down with you looking at it. Rich the Kid was looking at his homeboy like, what are you talking about, man? Almost like his questions was dumb. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not good for the brand. And you don't want to, just for the sake of having names on there, have that kind of content. So I see Act trying to really set some standard before we do the video. Bro, we have to have a conversation. Like, it got to be, I don't want it to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And Rich the Kid said he will bullet, which I understand that. You know what I mean? He probably will bullet. Nonetheless, man, we on the lookout. We'll be watching. You know what I'm saying? We'll be watching. All right, so yeah, man. So thank everybody that watched up into this point. Again, go to the Teespring account, get you some merch, shout us out on Instagram, hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on YouTube, let us know you tapped in, hit us up on TikTok, get tuned in, go stream I Was Big Homie When You Met Me. My album, LOON album, is out right now. Stream more and more podcasts. Let them stream while you sleep. I don't let them stream, just stream them, get them numbers up, let them numbers get up, man. So we appreciate everybody that always tune in, tap in, and show us love. You are now rocking with the biggest one. It's Up There Podcast.
This is not the Joe Budden Podcast. This is not $1 million worth of game. This is not the Brilliant Idiots. This is It's Up There Podcast with Looney.
Thank everybody for listening. Y'all have a blessed day. You've been rocking with the biggest one. Gonna walk y'all out the door today. Hope y'all have a good one. Get with y'all, man. We appreciate everybody that tuned in. It's Up There Podcast, ranked number 36 in the world. You are now locked in. We'll catch everybody next week. Let's go. Appreciate the love, y'all. We appreciate the love. It's Up There Podcast. Tap in. We walking everybody to the door. Appreciate y'all. It's Up There Podcast.
She'd be sweet surround.